I think we're live. We are live. Good. I was about to say good morning. Good evening, everybody. I'm still having problems with my computer. Just letting you know, this is my pissed off face. So we're just going to do the best we can with what we have. KJ's here. She's going to talk to us about the latest oh, Chad and Lori legalese crap.
Yeah,
I
well,
don't
I
know it.
think I think one of the reasons that you're probably got a pissed off face is LSU didn't beat Georgia last night in the
Well,
SEC championship, and
I,
I
I
was
didn't
all
even
for
know, KJ.
LSU.
I didn't even know that. Now I do, and now I'm really pissed.
Okay, well, I'll tell you what, I was rooting for LSU because I love my Louisiana woman.
See my Tennessee bag right here? Remember that? Right.
Okay,
So,
folks, now listen up. Now, I want y'all to know that I'm going to share some stuff with y'all on these. There are several motions that have been filed by Archie,
Archie.
but just think about it like this, y'all. This Thursday, there is a motion hearing from Archie, but guess what? There's also a scheduling conference. It's in the court portal, y'all. That could very well mean at least talks on a trial date. Now, that's this Thursday at 9:30 a.m. Hopefully, Crescia will be able to get with us on that. But let me just quickly run through this because I want y'all to understand where we're at in this case. The motion hearing itself by Archie, he's going to be discussing the bill of particulars. He wants to prevent death penalty qualifications of a jury, motion to compel, and motion to declare the death penalty unconstitutional. Now, let me just quickly off the bat say if he wants to talk about the unconstitutionality of the death penalty in Idaho, he is spinning his wheels. Chad and Lori both are absolutely in a capital case. It ain't going nowhere. And if anybody deserves to look down the needle, it's Chad and Lori Daybell. But how about this, y'all? I'm going to go over this with y'all. The death penalty the preventing the death penalty qualifications of a jury, because it's very important that y'all understand that Archie wants to have more than one jury. He wants the original jury. Now, listen to me. He wants the original jury to not be death penalty qualified. And if Chad and Lori are convicted, then he says it's okay to qualify another jury of death penalty qualifications. But as I look here at the state's response to the defendant's motion to prevent death penalty qualifications of a jury, it's very simple. I mean, Krish has got me on here doing legalese. Any one of y'all could look through this document and see quite clearly that the state responds to Lori and her motion to prevent the death qualification there because they think that these jurors cannot, if they're qualified as death penalty jurors, that they will be biased or this is not good for Archie, right? Well, I guess the question is this, y'all. Think about it in your own life. Do you believe in the death penalty or are you against the death penalty? As far as the state's response to it, they say that if the defendant's guilt was determined by a jury verdict, the same jury shall hear the special sentencing proceedings according to Idaho law. And what that means is in the law it says, hey, we only need one jury. All we need is one. Archie wants two. Not only does he want two juries, but he also wants the jury, one of them, to not even be able to be death penalty qualified. That goes against Idaho statute. The statute does not allow the defendant to waive. In other words, Lori can't say, I waive this requirement in Idaho law for the same jury or request a different jury for sentencing, and it does not authorize the court to order any variation from this statutory requirement. In other words, what I want all of y'all to understand is according to Idaho law, it states quite clearly that one jury for a capital case, y'all. And I'm telling you now, Archie's doing whatever he can do to say that if you seat just one jury here, then and you death penalty qualify them, they're going to be apt to give the death penalty. But in all of this paperwork and this motion that the state responds, they say that if there is in voir dire meaning picking a jury, that anyone at all says, I'm against the death penalty or I'm for the death penalty, they weed them out in terms of, can you look at Idaho law regardless of your stance on the death penalty, and can you go by Idaho law to make a judgment? So they're saying quite clearly, and they back it up with statute. And so in terms of that, that will be that motion will be heard on December the 8th by Archie. And y'all remember old KJ breaking it down for you. Now we get to, this is very interesting, y'all. Listen to this. The state's response to the defendant's motion to compel. And you would think, oh, that's so dang boring. Well, let me tell you what, this could very well include Kay and Larry Woodcock. And I'm looking straight at the document, and it says, right here, it says the state objects to the defendant's motion to compel insofar as it appears to request that the court order the state to disclose every interaction the state has with its witnesses. Nothing in Rule 16 requires the state to disclose trial or hearing preparation with the witnesses. It talks about, y'all, it does not require the state to disclose when a victim, y'all, who are the victims? When a victim who may also be a witness exercises their statutory and constitutional right to contact the state with questions regarding the hearings, the case updates, etc. Kay and Larry are on top of this, y'all. They have been in contact. There's no doubt about it. They are in contact with the state prosecutor's office. And does the defense deserve to hear what Kay and Larry have to say to the state if they have any questions at all? No, I don't think so. But it goes on to talk about the state, through investigators, has conducted some ongoing investigations and interviews. And when this has occurred, says the state, it's been provided to the defense. Any video or audio of the interviews will continue to be provided to the defense. And so, if there are any audio or video interviews of a victim, which I believe Kay and Larry, Crescia, and anyone else that are the victim's family members, they provided that. Also, they have provided any witnesses that are going to be in the trial against Chad and Lori. They've been up to date, and they said if there's any further ones, they will give that to the defense. So the state respectfully requests that the court deny the defendant's motion to compel, since the state has and continues to provide discovery pursuant to Idaho Criminal Rule 16, and any request to the defendant to go beyond that is clearly a request to obtain the state's work product and or trial strategy. So again, the defense, whether it's John Pryor, whether it's Archie, they're doing everything they possibly can just to try to figure out how the state is going to present their case. They don't deserve their work product. And there you go, y'all. I've given it to you. December 8th is important. We're all going to hear about it. We'll get the audios on it. And that's just the way it is.
Okay, I'm here. I'm sorry. What do y'all think? I thought when they talked about victim, I thought it was Brandon. I think of Brandon, you know, um, but I don't know. I don't know. Again, you know, it's kind of like me needing to know if I qualify as a victim. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't. I still haven't checked into that. I'm terrified
You
of
are a
rejection.
victim.
You know.
You are a victim. And Kay and Larry are
Ah,
victims. Other victims' family members are victims.
my
And
brother.
they make it quite clear in the motion, Crescia. They make it quite clear
Okay.
that the defense wants to know what the victim's family members, and this is just my view, but I believe it. They want to know what's
Right.
going on, and they don't deserve to know.
Yeah. And yeah, just be. Oh my God, that's just like people who feel entitled to see every, that everything filed by the judge. I get transparency, but just because you can know, it doesn't mean you have the right to know. Like an entitlement, it kind of reminds me of that, but just application.
Well,
Um,
if we want to
and so
talk about
just
that very quick,
because I'm just
go.
talking about like Lori and Chad, just because my parents or whomever has spoken with the prosecutors is because we had to. Why? Because Lori wouldn't say a god dang thing, you know. So she don't get to hear nothing, in my opinion. She can suck it.
Well, I'll just say this in terms of people feeling like they're entitled to hear it all or whatever. There was also a
Right.
motion. There was also a order from Judge Boyce concerning Hellis, and I don't have the time right now. It nauseates me to
Or
think that
energy
anyone wanted to get a hold of what they would have wanted for red meat in their book. So I won't go down
to
that road right
unredact
now.
it, just to unfreaking redact it. That's what has happened before, and I've heard it come from that channel, those channels. That once they would get them unsealed, then they would have their whomever just fill in the blanks. And I just think that is so crappy. Like pretend that people's lives are on the line. Just I'm being sarcastic there, but pretend this is your family and like the integrity of the case. Everybody, we know so much. We know so much. It's scary, but we don't even know the half of it. That's also scary. So just because, I mean, but I am all about transparency, you know. But this entitlement stuff, just to get gain, I think it is the grossest thing I've ever seen in my life. And people like that, they fall in the same category as Chad and Lori. I don't know. I can't separate it because it's just gross. Who does that? It's really gross.
I'll tell you who
You
does
know,
that. Somebody did that. And according to Judge Boyce's order, and y'all just gonna have to excuse me, this doesn't reflect on difficult research. She didn't get shit,
yeah.
okay? She didn't get nothing.
I mean,
Nothing for her. Of course, she will go and say, I got some redacted stuff. And then she will probably wave it out there, hoping everybody will click or give her money or whatever, or maybe even buy her book. But the bottom line is as far as I've read, she didn't get nothing. Nothing. Nada.
she's not allowed to monetize. First off, it's in her contract. Just saying. But she's a monetized channel. But it goes to her moderators, allegedly. I mean, that's just for starters. It wouldn't be a big deal if she wouldn't have went about it the way she did. But y'all don't know. And maybe one day I'll be able to tell you that. Just, it's easier and better for me to just keep,
Yeah.
just stay as eloquent as I can. Um, I think it's really shitty and it's hurtful and it's not about awareness and it's not about the victims. You go to the landing page, you'll see. Doesn't say a effing word about none of the damn victims.
No, it
Nothing.
doesn't. But I'll tell
Nothing.
you what. I'll tell
Proof
you
was
what.
in
On
the
this
pudding.
channel, on this channel, you've got sense here. Leanne Ferguson. There's a difference between checks and balances, transparency of the courts, and protecting the process of due course. And I couldn't agree more, Leanne. This is
Yeah.
about the integrity of the case. This is about not only the victims, but the victims' family members, and the respect that they all deserve. This It's really hard because, see, I can look and see where my brother was murdered, and I think, what if this had happened to me? What if
Right.
this was going on with my brother? You feel like, do these people even care? Do they even, I mean, are they going to go on to the
No,
next
they
big
don't.
thing?
Yes, they do. You can watch it in real time. It's really gross. It's really gross. I don't understand it. It's the weirdest. It's the ugliest, grossest side of humanity ever. You're like, what? What the? What? How, it's like a circus, you know. And um, it's like, you know, she has even spoken on behalf of, you know, the Vallow family, the Vallow family. Well, goody goody gumdrops, but specify then, you know, who, because there's a lot of us, and just that she don't. Nobody talks for me. I have a mouth. I have a voice that I'm finding, and I'm getting pretty solid in it. Um, it just I think about, oh, well, there's my laptop. I think about I think about Tylee. I think about JJ and Charles. I really don't want to let them down. I can't. Everything else did, you know. I can't. And I think about Tammy and Joe as well because they're part of my angel family, you know. And um, people just want to interject. They do. They don't want to. They interject themselves. They make themselves important, or and that's air quoting like a mofo back here. Um, and so, I mean, of course, that's gonna do what? Get notoriety, you know? Well, yeah, I'm ready to move. Well, goody, goody, great, you know? Join the freaking club. There's been a line of authors before you know? But the bad actors always gain. I see it. I
Yeah,
could
well,
name a
you know
few
what I see? You know
right
what I
right
see
off
on this
my brain.
what I see on this channel?
And man,
What I see on this channel is exactly what Gloria Fritz says. This is all about the families and what they want. That's what's
right.
important
And
about this channel.
Nancy is here. Nancy Prater's here. She is Mandy's sister. She was Mandy's sister. Mandy's twin. Mandy passed away in June. Nancy Prater. Um, JJ's mom, Mandy. So this is JJ's other biological aunt, but from Mandy's side. You see. So she's here in chat, and I just want to say hi, Nancy. It's good to see you. I've read your comment the other day. How you said that Mandy and came to you in your dream or whatever, and she was holding JJ on her hip, and that just I don't know, it just makes me so. That was good to hear, but it hurts. Oh, I thought you were twins. I'm so confused. Mom has told me, yeah, y'all are twins, and then I was like, I never knew that. But anyway, so I didn't think so, but okay, still your sister, still your nephew, still affects your life. I get it. I get it. It sucks. It sucks. I remember before I opened this channel, before I even knew, I didn't even know what I could and could not talk about, you know? Like, I still don't. I try not to. I try to just, again, take the high road. I try to be well, KJ, you said measured, you know, and I do because I mean, I don't want to just come, and I'm not that kind of person, anyways, who just comes in with, you know, all my opinions and I throw on people. No, I really do care and what other people have to say and what they have to put in because it really helps to balance me. And I, uh, I learned, and I'm learning that through this channel, through this process, this grief process right here. And YouTube was my first it, my mic just muted. That was weird. anyways,
I sure do like
I don't know.
I like seeing all these people embrace Nancy on here. Y'all are such good
I
loving
do
people.
too. I do too, and I want to have her up one day. I do, but I want it to be. Um, I want to be able to talk to her first. You know, like I want to be able to talk to her in private first and see how she feels. You know, like see how if she wants to do a pre-record or a edited. You know, I don't know. So,
Well, Robin
and
Smead
that's just
says,
me. You know,
yeah, Robin Smead says, Kresha, I'm sorry, I'm a little lost. Are you a relative of one of the victims?
yes, yes, I am.
More than one.
Kay's daughter. I'm Kay's daughter. Um, Charles was my uncle. JJ was my biological nephew. He was born to my brother, Todd, and his girlfriend at the time, Mandy. And then Canaan was his name at first. His name was Canaan. JJ's name was Canaan. He was adopted by me and Todd's uncle, Charles. Okay. So our Uncle Charles and Lori adopted JJ. He stayed in the family until he didn't. It sucks. I mean, I know it's a little difficult to understand. I know we're um, there's a lot of us. I know. Look, I'm trying to change laptops and stuff like that, but yeah, Kay is my mom. Larry is my stepdad. Todd is my brother. That's my biological. He's my brother. And then so I've lost my uncle, my step cousin Tylee. Actually, I mean, but she's like the same age as my kids, you know. So it's like I just never looked at her like I don't know, not like hey cuz, you know, wasn't like come hang out. You know, the cousins I grew up with. I have a younger cousin now. You know, she's just so little. She's older. She's the same age as my bonus son, around about, but my youngest bonus son. So it affects me. It affects me a lot. It has just not destroyed, but it has changed. It's altered my life for the rest. Ever since it's affected everything. Ever since murder changes everything. Everything. It's different than death. A lot. It's a lot more different than death. Just death because they didn't choose, or you know, it wasn't just natural. It wasn't because the Lord, you know, said it's time. It's because some selfish people went and took that into their own hands and stole that not only from them but from us, and then left us to carry that burden. And I carry that burden. I know for sure it's in my throat right now, a little bit on my shoulders, but it is PTSD, complex PTSD. And there's good days and there's bad. And then in between, there's a lot of just numb, not a lot of numbness, a lot of unsure, and just being unsure, and a lot of anger too. You know, there's anger, um, especially with something that is so publicized. And that was part of my trauma. Like, my reaction was to try and learn everything I could so that I wouldn't get sucker punched with the information that scares me to death. Like I freak, I freeze. um, and so you have these people who run these channels who don't give a shit. And that's what I'm talking about. And it's not just YouTube. I mean, it's everywhere. It's all up and down, the whole thing. And it's different when you're advocating and you really are doing something for or in honor of the victims. But it's something else when is that sometimes the cost of the victim, or I say I'm sorry, I'm a family member of the victims, and don't I didn't consider myself a victim. I had to like I was like I can't embrace that, like I'm not a victim, but I'm a co-victim. I looked it up. Like what do I acknowledge myself as? But I'm not a victim, like I don't know. I don't explain it. It's weird. It's just sucks. I want to share them with everybody, with the entire world, but just them. And I don't want anything. I want change. I want change. That's the best apology anybody could ever get or see, in my opinion. And so many people kept silent and still silent, and not just because they, you know, have to be a witness in a damn trial or they got immunity, use immunity or whatever, because they, can't talk about it. They're not humble people. They're not. Uh, they lack integrity, and that's just one of the many things that the people around Chad and Lori lack. Lots and lots of integrity. It just missed them completely. Um, so it's like you're getting screwed from the way I see it. I don't know what his phone's going off, but it's the only thing
Well,
I
I'll
got right
tell
now.
you what, Crush. I want to say this because Carrie Ann says it quite beautifully. I have unfollowed so many channels
Me
because they don't care about anything but filling their pockets.
too.
And I'm
Right.
sorry, y'all. I mean, when it comes to the true crime community, a lot of us don't think about that. And yes, I have KJ and the Ray, but I don't monetize. And I know for a fact my husband and I, we give generously as much as we can, and we will continue to, because we know that Cresha, she's an everyday person. Her and Jason, they live on a fixed income. She doesn't want to talk about this stuff, but I will. I will, because I know that she is made for the advocacy of these victims. She is made to bring out everything that all of us don't get to see. We get a bird's eye view, the feelings, the roller coaster, the whole damn 9 yards.
It is. Y'all see, yeah, it's I want to share it. I mean, not not to exploit. It's not to I hate exploitation. Oh my god. You know, I hate that. Exploit I didn't understand this either until it happened. I mean, I just it never crossed my mind, never came onto my radar. And then it happened. And then I see my video, nobody else's. I filmed it. I videoed it with my shitty camera, on my phone. And then I didn't know the aspects, and I didn't know because I was just filming my nephew on the bus singing with his pawpaw. That was it. And then whenever they were missing, I found that video, forgot I had taken that video, and I showed my dad. I'm sorry. I showed Larry, and I went back, like I left him with my phone, and I panned back over to mom. Her and I were talking, and just a moment, minutes later, Larry is just like staring at my phone, and I'm just like, "What?" He said you can see JJ whenever I take the microphone. And he said he's just jumping up and down. He's so excited, and I'm just like, "Oh my god!" I didn't even notice that. I didn't notice that, but he did. But then that video is like all over. It's in everybody, everybody has seen it, or, you know, it, anyways. And it was just so crazy then, but you
And none of
feel,
it, none of it would have ever been possible without you stepping out there with raw emotion and genuineness to say, you know what? Yeah, this has hit my family. This is a terrible, awful thing. And you've opened yourself up to everyone. And let me tell you, there's nothing more real, and important than people of this world seeing the true emotion of this family. It's, we all get to see it at the, what is it, victim impact statements. They'll say something. That's pretty much what we get. But when it comes to this channel, difficult research, you have opened yourself wide open, and you've taken the slings and arrows. You've done
And
all the hard work.
I'm gonna let you know. I'm just up front. I have nothing to hide, nothing really to lose. You know, like you get over yourself. You get over yourself big time. I will. I've been reading your comments, and I'm like, oh, thank you, and y'all, Mandy too. I mean, Nancy. Oh my God, Nancy too. This is Mandy's sister. JJ was her nephew also, and
How's
Mandy
Todd
died.
doing?
Mandy died. Mandy. I mean, Todd. He's fine. He's doing good. He really is. Super proud of him too. Um, but Mandy passed away in June of this year, and I know it took a toll on her. I know it did. She was the most positive person, even more than me. I mean, uh, no matter what, Mandy always had a good outlook. Even with the situation with Uncle Charles and Lori adopting JJ, she was like, he's just in a better place, you know. He, so we thought, right? Um, I'm not, but I'm not her, you know. But anyway, so it goes a little further than that, you know. It always goes a step further than that, right? And I don't share this with many people, and mainly because I don't want people to go after the family. Um, but Mandy did have a baby after JJ, but it wasn't my brother's. And you know that Lori and Charles tried adopting that baby too, but it didn't go through. I don't know the details about it. Never asked. Um, but talk about make your eyes boing, you know, like holy crap, this could be. You know, they were wanting to adopt JJ's half sister. She did. That's so sweet.
Thank you,
Thank you.
Nancy, for giving us a view into that. I'm sure you have insight, and it's an honor that you're on this evening on the live
Yeah,
stream, Nancy Prater. Thank you so much for your
and that
time and your
she's
feelings.
she's been, you know, come on before, not on, but she's been in the comments before, and I just, I just need to make that. I can't even get a decent live stream to run, much less schedule, and I don't know, but I need to because I think it would be healing for not just me but you too, Nancy. I really do. I really want to. That was the thing in the back of my mind was, oh well, I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know that I'm building a platform. I don't even know what a platform is. You know, you're learning as you go, and then you realize, hey, this is a platform. Hey, this is where I can share. You know what I'm screaming at the top of my lungs. You know what I find is important, and then you start live streaming a year ago. I started live streaming, you know, and God, it has been a technical disaster, but you know, I don't give up, obviously. So it's going to be a lot of hairy stuff, but I mean, I just obviously don't give up. And I sometimes feel like I want to, like today, it's bullshit. You shouldn't have to deal with Wi Fi stuff. Um, but I remember thinking in my mind, I was like, you know, if my family ever needs a place where they can share their opinions instead of, you know, granting interviews and shit like that for people. I'm just like, I don't get it, you know. Um, then it's here, you know, it's here for Carrie Ann, your cousin went missing. That was so awesome to build up. Not that that happened, but it does happen. It happens a lot. Kids go missing, people go missing, and to be able to use my platform, this platform, it's not mine. It's Trolls, Tylee, Tammy, JJ, and Joe's. It's their platform. They're they're the ones that they're the reason we're here. Period. um, and yes, Nancy, for you too. You know, and that's what I meant by family. Um, to help anybody, it's not to to bash or trash or gain or one up everybody. Not even other family members. I'm not gonna do it. I'm not gonna do it. My mama raised me way better than that. I've done some shitty things, but I've never. I mean, well, I can't say never because I've done shitty things, right? But I don't. I'm not that type of person that's going to step on people to get what I need to get and where I need to go. You know, it is what it is. But I want to be able to provide a place for victims, people of the like, people who are about the victims. That's who I want. So exactly who is here is who I want here. You know,
You
and I,
got Kathy, you got Jennifer, you got Nancy Prater, you got Stacy B, Carrie Ann, K-Tech, Jennifer, Allison and
mhm.
Plebe, Beach Bum, Human Animal, Who Said Kate. You got Trace on the Case. You got Gloria Fritz. You got Beach Bum. You got Crochet and Bammy. You've got Sanga. You've got McJet. I mean, I could keep going. Trace on the Case, Sugar Butt
Robert.
Stardust, Burst. You got
Yeah.
Tom Vaughn. You got all these wonderful people that show up to support you day in and day out. They're there because they know the reality of it all, Krisha, is that you're doing something real. You're doing something epic. And I don't care
It's
what
organic.
anybody says in the YouTube world, you are
Yeah.
showing the world the
I mean, and
love.
it's not, it was, yeah, it was never to prove anything to anybody. You know, it was just like, and I'm still the amount, like, oh, who just said it? Stacy B, the amount of research Crusha has put in. Oh my God. Trying to, and not just any, not like just the, all of it. Like all of the religious aspect, the cult aspect, the psycho. I'm trying, like I'm only one person, and so it's like it's a lot. It's a lot
You
of
are not
terms.
one person when you've got Tina Reddington, you've got
Right. That's
Haunted, you've got Okie Dokie, you've got Moonlight View, you've got
mhm.
Robin Smith, you've got all these people here that are here day in and day out because they love you. We love you. We are not going to back off. The Louisiana woman I know you are, you're going to keep moving forward. You're going to be guided by the love you have for Charles, for JJ, Tylee, Tammy, Joe.
And
You've got
Darren,
all of
my
this.
brother, Nancy. That's where, like I said, we're left to stand, and I mean to carry this. It's not easy. It's not easy, and people just assume things. People assume so many things, and I'm just like, okay. Like, okay, well, that's that's awesome. Whatever. Um, thank you, Sand. Thank you. I don't ever know what to say.
San Willow just steps
Thank
up
you.
time and time again. I just find it
Okie dokie, so do you.
unbelievable.
Thank you.
Unbelievable. But I'll tell you this right now when it comes to the true crime community, I'm disappointed that I've
Yeah.
learned a lesson since meeting you, Larry, and Kay, and all them. That these people in the true crime community that have a channel, they pivot as
Yep.
soon as the case is over. They don't
I call him
really
hearse
think.
chaser. It's a hearse chaser, not an ambulance chaser. It's like a whole. It's a hearse, and we ain't even buried him yet. It's just like I don't mind sharing them. I'm sure Nancy doesn't mind sharing them either. We don't mind sharing them because when we talk about them, they're alive. Their spirit's alive. I've told y'all that before. And it's whenever you stop saying their names, that's when they truly die, in my opinion. And so I would, just to see people chase these, you don't know how many stories I've seen on the Idaho, Moscow, 4 people killed, that I get it. I get it. But I'm just like, good God. I mean, it's clickbait. It's just like every hour. It's like, I don't know. Everybody's just waiting to cash in. Cha-ching!
Yeah,
And
well, when I think about what Kathy Mama Bear, Jennifer, Leanne Ferguson, Eric, who is Big E, when I think about the L Mom, other people that have done everything they can because they believe. They believe that this message, whatever it is, whatever will come of it in the future, that it's worth holding on to, Crescia. You
yeah.
are the face, in
Well,
my
I'm
view.
one of the many. One of the many. But I'm one of the many. And that's just it. KJ, you're a victim, also a co-victim. Your brother was murdered. You get it. You get it. You didn't, maybe not in the same time, you know, when internet and all this stuff and information is at our fingertips. And just, I mean, you can, my kids, they're like, I want it now. I want it now. And I'm just like, calm down, you know, get you some patience, bruh. um, like I had to do, I was kind of raised, I was raised without the, not in the digital age. And then, and then bam, as I was coming out of high school, it became a thing, a world wide web. And, um, but I'm grateful for my childhood. I'm grateful for that innocence part. Um, but it makes me sad also for like our kids and our grandkids and things like that, because they will never know just even my piece of it, or my mom's or her mom's. Where's my damn water? It's got to be behind here. So I don't know. What, just doing the best we can with what we have, right? And I thank y'all so much. I really
You,
do.
you
Jason, Judge.
are the best. You are the best of the best. I don't care if you don't like to hear that or not.
No,
You are the best of the best. And everybody sees that. And everybody knows that when it comes down to it, when it comes to the community that you have put together, Crescia, that to me, and this is just my view, is God given. These people
right?
were drawn to you because they love you
It's
and
a
they want to
blessing.
be there.
Good night, Nancy. And thank you. Thank you. And y'all are here week in and week out. Y'all are committed to this. Y'all have been in lockstep with me complete the entire way. And there's just, I sometimes like try to think like, what would it be like without everybody, you know like what would that be, what would that be like?
I can tell you
And
this
I
right
can't
now.
imagine.
If you only had one person, if you had, just a few subscribers or whatever, you'd still be doing what you're doing
Yeah,
regardless.
exactly. Exactly. It helps me also. It's like a therapy, and I look forward to seeing you guys every time I come on. I'm excited. I get excited. I don't want to let you down. I want to make you laugh. I want to share the good days and the bad. We all have them. I'm not one to sit there and pretend like, my shit don't stink. I'm just saying, like we're people, everybody, everyday people, um, who didn't ask for this, just like any other victim's family member did not ask for their loved one to be stolen, taken away. Like if I can't have them, you can't. Nobody can. That's ugh,
Well,
I
we
don't get
will
it.
continue to get justice through understanding because I know you
Lord.
are absolutely, uh, you know, you're on it, you're focused. Let me just finish my time on here, y'all, because I got to get
Yeah,
off
the
here
weird
because we
mom.
got the weird mom coming.
Yeah, I'm gonna bring
Uh,
her up though, so she can at least be up here. If you,
yeah,
if
I wanted to let y'all know. Remember this Thursday at 9:30 in the morning. There's a motion hearing, and Lori's got her transport order. She's going to be transported December 8th at 9:30 a.m. But guess what? Chad also Chad also has notice, and whether he'll be there or not, I don't know. I think it's about time he sit by his queen. What do y'all think? But we're gonna try to find out what we can. If it goes the way it does with East Idaho News, we'll get the audio of that motion hearing. But
I'll
let
try and
me
stream.
say this. Let me say this in closing. This is also a scheduling conference as well. So we might very well get a trial date, y'all, or at least they're in talks for a trial date. So everybody be thinking about that this Thursday. Cresha, I love you so much. I'm looking
I
forward to
love you
hearing
too.
about what Weird Mom and you have to say about these other subjects in the content tonight. And all of y'all, I want you to know how much I love you and appreciate you for Cresha's sake, because y'all are the difference. Y'all are the difference makers. Without y'all, we can't say anything. We can't talk. We can't get any content out there without y'all being there to be supportive of us emotionally, monetarily, whatever it is. I love you all. And Cresha, I will talk to you soon. I'm going to listen in to the rest of this because I know it's going to be neat anyway. So um, I'm going to get off here and I love y'all. Okay.
Love you too, KJ. Love you so much.
Hey, Weird Mom. How are you doing?
Oh, I'm doing pretty good. How are you doing?
Doing
You're
great.
doing some excellent content. I just want you to know I appreciate you. And
Thank
Yeah.
you.
Cresha always draws the best of the best. So anyway, I'm gonna
She
get off here.
does.
I mean,
Breathe out the
except
best
for
in all
me,
of us, too.
obviously, but you know what I mean. But I love y'all, and y'all enjoy the rest of the evening. I'm so looking forward to hearing what you got to say, Weird Mom. And
I
hey, to
sure
the
enjoyed
rest,
your segment.
yeah, to the rest of y'all, keep on looking.
Oh, we do. We do. Thank you, KJ. Give Mr. Wayne hugs from us. Um, well, good. Aloha.
Aloha. How are you?
Aloha.
I'm sorry about the
I'm smoking a
coughing. We got the
cigarette.
volcano going off. You're smoking a cigarette.
Yeah,
I'm breathing. I'm
yeah.
breathing the volcano fumes. It's kind of a little hard on my lungs, so I'm a little
That's
coffee
nuts.
today.
You're a little coffee today. That's okay. We're
Yes.
okay with that. We'll take you even
Yes.
a little drunk. Okay.
Well,
I'm so
you'll
glad
have
I
to
don't
really.
drink
I
anymore.
very rarely
No,
get drunk. I
oh
used
my
to. I
God,
just
that's what I'm saying. Everybody's lucky I don't drink anymore. I'm lucky. I don't drink
right,
anymore.
right.
'Cause, I
Yeah,
done
I
been
haven't
run
ripped
off.
my bra off in public for a long time. Like, let me just tell you, God. So,
Oh my God, right?
you know,
You know,
yeah,
dirty
yeah.
thirties.
Good times, good times. So glad there was no Instagram. Good Lord. Oh my
Oh my
God.
God. Mom used to
Yes.
tell me all the time. She was like, "Don't post everything on Facebook," and I'd be like, "Why? It's my life."
Why
And now
not?
I get it. I
I was
get
telling my
it.
girls, like, don't put all that stuff on MySpace. They're like, why?
Yeah,
You
it's
know,
my space.
MySpace. It's MySpace.
Yeah, I spend too much time decorating my walls in my
Mm-hmm.
space.
Mm-hmm. Oh
I
my God, that was fun.
know.
All the little
Good.
music
Glad you.
players, all the good stuff.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. My space. But anyways, so yeah, how close is the volcano after you finish hacking your lung up?
Yes. Ooh, I'm gonna hit my nerve juice here. Hold on.
Go for the nerve. I need some nerve juice, y'all. It's legal here now, I think. I just need to find me a nerve juice doctor. I never
Well,
was
I was
one
talking about
to.
albuterol. I did that before I came on the show, you know, so I got all that
I
hacking
like
out of the way.
albuterol too.
I use
It
a lot of
helps. It
albuterol. I
helps.
get to refill it today. I'm excited. It already says 0,
So
but it
is
still
the
spits
climate
out a little.
right? Is the climate in Hawaii, is it good for your breathing or no? I mean, not when a volcano's going off, I'm sure, aside from
Normally,
that.
yeah. Yeah, normally it's much easier
Wow.
for me to breathe here than it is for me to breathe in Idaho. It's so dry in Idaho.
It is.
So,
Well, I don't know. I went and I went one time. No, I went two. I was just picking, but how I said it. Anyways, the first time I went, it was January, right? January
hmm
4th, I think.
hmm
It was like
cold.
whenever they were trying to get rid of Rob. Yeah. I loved it. I was like, oh my God, you would put, I'd put so many clothes on because, we bought clothes. And so I was going to wear the
hmm
damn thing. And
Yes.
anyway, um, and then as soon as we'd get in the car, I mean, we would literally just walk from the hotel to the car. And then I'd be like trying to belt up, and I'd start stripping. And I was like, this is freaking ridiculous. Because then you're hot.
Yes.
Or, I'm like,
Yes.
that's bullshit. I'll walk outside in some flip flops.
And you just never know going from one
Like,
person's house to the next person's house if it's just going to be blaring hot in there. So, like, sometimes you're peeling off the inner layers too. Like, I have to get this sweatshirt off. Oh my
say
man,
no
I have
more.
to wear like 8 layers. Oh, I'm
Ah,
such a wimp.
that's how I was at work. I used to work in the industries, in the refineries around here. It was called Chenier.
Yeah,
And anyways, I would have to drive like 45 minutes, and I was actually on time every damn day, because
yeah,
I loved that job. It was awesome. It was awesome. I miss it. And I lost 50 pounds, working. I mean,
right.
just
Just flies off, just busting butt all day.
it came off. Yeah. And it was wintertime. And so by spring, everybody was, I mean, I worked with a bunch of guys, okay?
hmm
And they were like, girl, where'd your butt go? I was like, damn, dude, I don't know. I have no idea.
I ran it
I
off. I
mean,
ran it right off. That's
like,
what happened to it.
yeah, but I wore such big, I'd wear fire retardant clothing. And I mean, I went from a size 12 to a size 2. I mean,
Wow.
I was like, oh my God.
Just
Anyways,
sweating it off.
people are like, "Oh, you look so great," and then you gain a little weight, and they're like, "Yeah, you were too skinny." I'm like, "Beck not you,"
Yeah.
you know. It was whatever, whatever.
Appreciate you. Thanks for just
But
keeping a running
yeah,
tally on my body. I appreciate it.
right. I whole ass in
Yes.
one way or the other. There's no middle
Right.
ground, including in the
Right.
scale area. Yeah.
Exactly.
Mm.
Exactly.
So okay, I'm gonna turn my camera on. I was smoking a cigarette, me.
Were ya?
That's how we say it here.
I'm just being bashful
Yeah.
because
So no,
it's hot and I'm sweaty. I'm so sweaty if I'm shiny,
right.
that's why. But I don't want to brag about it because
I was gonna
everybody's like in
migrate.
freezing conditions.
I'm not. It's hot. It's hot.
It's
It's
hot
hot.
there. Yeah.
And we had that cool blast. Speaking of weather, speaking of Zulema, no, we had that. I don't know. It was supposed to be like a tornado outbreak, and I mean, maybe it was
Right.
somewhere else. I don't really watch that kind of news. uh, I didn't know Hurricane Laura. I mean, yeah, Laura was coming right at us. She was a day out, and Mom was like, "You are evacuating, right?" And I was like, "What are you talking about?"
What do you
Yeah,
mean?
turns out. I'm talking
You're
about with Hurricane
nose deep
Laura.
in research. Like, what are you talking about? Like,
Yeah, I
what?
was like, "Wait, what? There's a hurricane?" She's like, "It's a
Latter day
freaking
what?
yes, it's a cat. It's coming right for us." I was like, "Yes, we'll be
Uh,
there." Anyway, so we did. We
yeah.
evacuated.
There's
Um,
been a few times here I go to the store and I see everybody stocking up on water and I'm like, what's going on? Like, I don't worry until the locals worry, and then when they're worried and they're stocking up on water, I'm like, shit, okay, I better batten down the hatches because this is some
I
serious
did that
business
last
now.
week. So I did that
Yeah.
preparing for this storm, right? And so Jason is here.
Right.
He can't really. He's not up to his normal perky self. So I mean, I just was batting on the hatches, right? Just like
Right.
pulling the trash cans close and like just,
Yep.
doing
Yep.
things like that so
Yep.
they wouldn't be wrapped around the tree or whatever.
Right. Take
And
down all the umbrellas,
it
all
kind
that
of
good stuff.
stalled.
Yeah.
It stalled before it got here, and or it whatever. It didn't come here. It didn't
Doesn't
come.
that piss you
It's
off?
like
It's like shaving your legs for nothing.
right,
Yeah, it is. It
perfect.
is.
perfect damn
Yes.
analogy.
Yes.
It didn't even clear the leaves out. You know, we
Right.
still have greenery. We still
Like,
have
I still
greenery.
got to water after this. What are you talking about? I did all this
Yeah.
preparation.
Oh well, that is something that we. It's been wet enough to. I've been burning in my burn barrel again. So watch my
Yeah.
eyebrows; they're gonna disappear even more.
Oh dear. Oh dear.
I swear. That's I used to go there a lot, and thank you KJ and Mr. Wayne. Thank you. um I would go to the dollar store right there and grab boxes. It's a good I didn't realize at the time, but I would go and I'd rip them, just break them down, and then I would throw them in my
Right.
little burn barrel, right?
Right.
Well,
Right.
I spent a lot of nights out there, and I would just look in the fire and I'd just be like, boy, she gonna be hot. Thinking about Lori.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, boy, they're gonna be
Yep.
hot. She's always cold too. I don't want her to
Yes.
be hot. You know, I
Right.
want her to be right there in Idaho where it's nice and cold because she is
Yep.
cold in Hawaii. She is cold because she's a damn snake.
Ooh. She's
She's
gonna freeze all the time because they keep the jail cold. They keep the prison cold. They
good.
don't want it to be comfy.
I
You
find
know.
comfort in that. I'd rather know that she's in Idaho jail versus her in Arizona. I don't want her to
Right.
be comfortable. And I
Right.
want her back in Kauai over there where she hated it because they had cockroaches and the food sucked. I want her back there.
Well, they got cockroaches in the
Where
food
she has
sucks
to
in
look at a beach.
Pocatello too.
Make that
Yep.
poker look at a beach.
Yep. Yep.
Oh my God. What a wench. But anyways, can't go back, can you?
Mm-mm.
Well, I mean,
Mm-mm.
she can't go back.
Mm-mm.
But anyway, so yeah, I mean, I've just been, a lot of people were super, I guess overloaded, probably for the most part in the comments. They were like, "Oh my God, that was so much information about the rice and
Mm-hmm.
the castor bean poisoning." And I mean, the more I think about it, the more I'm like, wait, it fits. Whatever, it might not be that poison, but I feel like it's a poison. How many in here think that Tammy was poisoned? Put a one if you do. How many think she was just drugged? Put a two. If she was
No.
nice, put a three. I don't know. Thank you, Empowered Angel. Thank you.
Thank you,
That's sweet.
Moonlight View. You're so sweet.
Yeah. Thank you so much. That's awesome. Okay. So y'all all think she's pretty much poisoned. Okay. Got a lot of
No.
ones here. A
No.
lot of ones. I do too, even though she asphyxiated. Now that's the A word I can remember.
Mm-hmm.
I can't think of what Jace aspirated is what he did.
If she was given the castor, though, just depending on how her particular body metabolized it, one of the
Right.
symptoms of adrenal failure is shortness of breath and breathing problems.
Yeah.
That's how I found out I had adrenal failure, was I couldn't breathe.
And it
And that's
affects
like
your
what
mood too. I mean,
yes.
think
And
about I
your
always
energy
go to
level.
her friend who worked with her at the school
Mm-hmm.
and how she was
Mm-hmm.
like she just wasn't herself. And I mean,
Right.
I feel like Tammy knew. I I I feel like she had been knowing. Like
Mm-hmm.
not necessarily about Lori per se, but there were people before. There were women before Laura Hoare.
Yep. Yep. And I can
And
tell you that in the Mormon church, they would encourage her not to leave him, but to forgive him
right,
and understand that it was these
don't hate the
deceitful
sin.
Jezebel women that tempted him, and it's not really
Yeah,
his fault,
don't hate the
So
sinner, hate the sin or something.
that's right. That's
That's
right.
right.
And you need to find understanding in your heart and
Yeah,
just move
you better
on.
find me
You have
some
to move
castor
on.
beans.
Doubt the doubt. Doubt the doubts, Put that on your shelf. Put it on the
I think
shelf,
that's
because you
horrible.
are eternally bonded to someone,
If anybody
What you gonna
here
do, divorce
is
them?
not in heaven,
Mm-mm.
and in celestial heaven, or one of the heavens,
Outer darkness over here. Mm-hmm.
it's a high heaven. Anyways,
Mm-hmm.
I don't get that. And so, yeah, Chad is sealed to two women, allegedly.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I don't know if Lori sealed to Uncle Charles. I mean, I don't. I think that's also a catch 22 in that religion, a setup for failure, if you will. Joe and Charles were both converts,
Mm-hmm.
and you've heard April Raymond say, you know, Charles just wasn't spiritually there, on the same level as Lori.
He lacked the countenance she desired.
She wanted
Yes.
thoroughbred, is what I say.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
The
Yep.
born into it, and
Yep.
I heard this, and I don't know where I heard it. Y'all know how I am, but I remember hearing that Barry had given his approval of Chad allegedly when they all went to, advocate and be there. Like Lori went to St. George because she needed somebody there for her to advocate, and then Summer needed to advocate for Lori for advocating or whatever. I think that's the right word for
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Melanie, and then Janice, she wanted to advocate for Summer, advocating for Lori, advocating for Melanie, and then Barry there saying, "Hey, son, I'm sure
Yes.
advocating
Yes.
for sovereign citizens." I don't know, allegedly, I
Right.
don't know. It's
Right. Like
weird.
nesting dolls. Yes.
Like, and so I don't know where I heard that. And oh, Ben, forgetting to ask this, and I know this has nothing to do with the rising, but I forget to ask. There's so many things, right?
Mm-hmm.
Don't let us slip. Okay, do y'all remember in the beginning whenever there were references to Job? And do y'all see
Yes.
where in the Netflix document it said Isaiah? Why?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Was it to tie it to the Bible and not the Book of Mormon?
I think that
I don't know how
Netflix
that
just
works.
doesn't understand that. Yeah, that just how much the Book of Mormon is the central book to the religion. Even like, and they'll tell you it's not above the Bible or whatever, but you're never talking
So
about the
long as it's
Bible in Sunday school or Relief Society or in Sacrament. You're talking about the Book of Mormon, Doctrine
and
and Covenants, Pearl of Great Price.
it's like so, and I mean Joseph Smith said so long as it's translated correctly,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Mm-hmm.
And then I don't want to say too much.
But they got to keep coming back and being like, but what we actually meant was, actually we've got a revelation. Wait, hold on. I'm getting something.
It reminds me of Judge Boy saying, I got to set a hearing to set a hearing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I got a revelation to set a revelation to set a revelation. I mean,
well, he's a bishop, so he's just like right in that,
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the same, and I mean, it's no fault of his own.
He's raised in it. He's
right.
raised
He
in
knows
it.
no different. He's doing the best he can with what he has, right?
Yeah.
As we all are.
You're taught not to look outside of the religion. You're taught to doubt the doubt. You're taught to put anything that anybody says from out here because they're apostate and they're working for the devil, and you're supposed to not hear that, even if it makes total sense. And if it makes total sense, then you put that on your shelf, and then you doubt the doubt, and then you just go on with your life, and you do as you're told. You believe what you're told to believe, and you do what you've been voluntold to do.
I don't know. Yeah, and your shelf breaks. That's why they say your shelf breaks.
Your shelf breaks.
Mm-hmm. See my shelf
gets full fast. If you have any questions, if you think for yourself whatsoever, you got to build a big damn shelf.
AJ,
I had a shelving unit, closet.
Right.
Yeah.
AJ wants to know. I don't know if he's a bishop. Judge Boyce, is he? Or was he?
Isn't he? I think he is.
I know Rob.
I don't know why I think that. I think I was looking into that, and
Rob was.
I think Rob Wood is also. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't
he's
know.
Either
if he
a bishop or he's a
know.
Former bishop, because it's not always you don't have that job forever.
Because you'll also realize, remember in the beginning when everybody, the cops, law enforcement, everybody was just Rob Wood, clean shaved, and then they come back and they're all like, got these beards and they're drinking wine. I'm like, what the hell? Was it going wild?
Right? I was like, I have to say, Rob Wood is rocking that beard though, and I like it better. Like when I see him before now, I'm just like,
yeah.
He's like, wow. But then his beard, he's like, he's Rob
band.
Wood. But before that, he's like, he's Rob Wood.
He was in a band.
And then he grew the beard. Yeah.
He was an attorney.
Now he's in a band.
he yeah,
Grow
he
the
was an
beard.
attorney who fought for water rights or something like that before he
Very
started
cool.
doing this. So I'm almost
Huh.
like there's some little
That's
interesting
random.
little tidbits. And like Nate Eaton,
Mhm.
I have pictures of him screenshotted, because I've researched, I've scoured the damn all four corners of the internet here. I almost
Mhm.
went to the dark web. Jason was like, ah. I was like, wait, what? Why? Anyways,
Yes.
and
I really kind of feel like Nate Eaton built that East Idaho News up. He
yeah.
really did. Like
Oh,
they owe it all to him.
Lori and Chad did. Lori and
Oh
Chad.
yeah. Oh,
It's
that
all about
too.
location,
Absolutely.
location, location.
Yep.
I
But
feel
even
bad
before
for her.
Lori and Chad, East Idaho News and Post Register were talking about the Boy Scouts, if I remember correctly.
Oh wow, that's good.
Yeah, the Boy
Oh,
Scout
that's good.
scandal.
Makes me I want to know things like that because um it tells you kind of what team they're on.
Right. Mm-hmm.
Team victim or team shh. And I'm not
Right.
about that. Not about it.
Right.
And anyway, so I feel like Justin Lum gets the shaft, poor thing. But
He
hey,
does.
it is what it is.
Mm-hmm.
They're both excellent news sources and reporters on this.
Yes.
But
Mm-hmm.
Nadine and his wife, they were on Let's Make a Deal, and he was dressed as a banana.
Oh, I
I
missed it. I want to see
No, it
that.
was a long
Oh
time
my
ago.
God.
So
Oh
I would
wow. I want to see that. We need to find
I would
that.
Google it, but it'll just slow my computer down even more.
Right.
And I've been working. The bad thing is I've been working on this thing all effing week. So before this came on, I
Uh,
wanted to ram my head through the damn screen. Okay, we added 16 gigs of RAM. I'm a bull.
well, that's
But I
it's
mean, and
so
then Cured
big.
uh, just defragged the hell. I don't know what is. I'm hiring. I think it was Sand Willow. I think I'm not sure. Said in the comments to go to the local high school or trade school and see if there's somebody, a kid, somebody. My kids don't want to do
Right.
it. Like,
Yes.
you
Yeah.
know,
Yes. You need an intern. We just need to call the college and be like, all right, who wants to like seriously go into like some social media type stuff? And so we're gonna have you intern with this local YouTuber and boom. We need an unpaid
right,
intern. Yes.
right.
Yes.
Weird mom
Fix the
question.
internet.
KJ has
Go
a
get me
question.
coffee. Okay. What
And
is it?
Kathy said that she Googled it and it doesn't
Hmm.
say invoice as a bishop. Okay. And then Weird Mom question. What do you think is the most overlooked fact in this case and why?
That's such a good question.
Yeah, she always has the good questions. She brings it though, as
She
much as she
does.
asks.
You know, in my
But it's
gut, I went right to Alex. I'm not sure. I think the connections of people to Alex, when we acknowledge that he's a major co conspirator in this case, that he was directly involved with everything. And I don't know if his connections to other people, and how everybody got connected together has been explored. And um, I don't know. I feel like more people than Lori and Chad should have some charges, in my opinion. And I think that that's like
all our
overlooked as
opinions.
hell by, yes, in all of our opinions. I don't know by overlooked by who, but let's say overlooked by the state in this case, what I feel like they're not like looking at, because of course we're all in agreement that like the Melanies are sketchy, fishy. There's some fishiness going there. Here's Summer and Janice over there lying for her because they straight said they talked to the
Straight
kids,
set. I got the screenshot of the phone bill where they blacked it out, and she said she talked to
right?
JJ.
Yep.
He knows me. Well, no shit.
Yeah.
I mean, he was not an in. He was not. I don't know. What's the proper? He was not mentally challenged. If
Mm-mm.
anything, he was way ahead of us. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? He was definitely
Right.
way ahead of his mom. Not saying
Mm-hmm.
much, but still, he was way ahead of them.
Right.
And a lot of people came to my channel in the very beginning when I shared. videos and stuff. They were like, "Oh, he can talk, he can walk." I'm like, "Yes,
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah."
Yeah.
We didn't have to feed him and change his diaper, you know. No, yeah.
Right. Right.
I mean,
Right.
good God. Anyway, so that's a. I mean, but you heard how that's my niece's drug baby. Why she would say niece? That was her nephew's, actually. Just throwing that
She did
out
that for
there.
the pity. For the
Oh,
pity.
that is also a thing with the cultural thing, you know. Adopt a kid. Everybody does it,
Right.
you know. I'm not saying
I'm
everybody,
gonna
but
switch to my prettier
that was ignorant.
glasses
That was
here.
me. But Okie dokie says the lesser known LDS teachings may have, I'm going to say, in my opinion, may have played a role in this case, but likely won't be played in court. But they had all to do with, and I can say that with 100% certainty. The lesser known doctrines that are disavowed. Nod, nod, wink, wink.
Yes.
Nod, nod. When you
Nod,
get
nod,
caught,
wink, wink from the beginning. Like the things, if they were like trying to be like, hey, we are the harbingers of the future with this religion, it's not a far stretch to think that they would go back to the beginning and use some of the same tactics as they
they
did in the
never left the
beginning, which were
beginning.
embarrassing. They're a little embarrassing. We
They
don't want
never
to talk
left the
about those.
beginning. They never, in my
Nope.
opinion, they never left the beginning. It is just secret, not sacred. It's
Hmm.
secret. And this is
Right.
my
And so,
opinion. This does not reflect her or anybody else for in my family. Nobody knows this.
right.
I
Right.
don't. We don't just gab about it. I've been wanting to tell my parents. I think it's something that they should be aware of, um, and everybody should be just aware of. That's all. Not saying anything is wrong, but there is a pattern,
Hmm.
um, and I've tracked that pattern, and I've watched it. I've tried to convince myself, even that I was like, no, 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 no. I'm just being petty, or I just am trying to force it. No, no. Um, I can say that with 100% certainty that um, is involved, and maybe not in the murder. I'm not saying the murders allegedly. Just saying the making of Chad and Lori. When you go and you know strip them down to the don't strip them down, but anyways, strip down to the bare bones of it.
Right.
That's where the common denominator. That's how I've done it. I've just been like, where did they learn? Where did Lori learn that behavior to snub her nose up at the world? I don't know who
Hmm.
that person is, right? And so I was
She
like,
learned that
that's
at church.
right. And I was like, where did she learn that? And so I started looking at the family, right? Family unit. And then I'm like, well, where did
Hmm.
they learn it? And I'm like, oh. So then I was like, well, let me go check out this multiple probations and this energy healing. Don't, because Hector Sosa said don't. So I was like,
Hmm.
all right. And so I was in there, and 100% have, I don't know the doctrines verbatim, but I can pinpoint it. I'm like, wait, what they say? Like you don't quite pick it up right away. And
Right.
then like Mike Stroud, y'all, he says a whole different language to me. I'm just like, holy crap. He is
Right.
given the outline, the blueprints of
Hmm.
how to go meet Jesus in the flesh. And by
Yes.
doing that, that is to take part of the second anointing. And I've had people in the comments. I actually looked at the comments this time. Can y'all tell? And so I've only had a few people, and I get it. I get it. I'm gonna get lashback. They don't mean it. They don't know yet, and I hate that for them. But they also said, "Don't pity me," and stuff like that. I don't. I mean, I feel for their that you're
Yeah.
just everything that you believed in your entire life. I can't imagine not
Yeah.
having that anymore.
Right.
Like just so I feel for their
Right.
journey. And so, but I mean, I always keep focus of whose story it's telling, and it's Tylee, Joe, Tammy, JJ, and Charles. They were all members of the church, um, and they. I mean, nobody ever said from the church headquarters, because I mean, they issue statements like hotcakes.
All the time.
So
Yep.
The LeBarons, yeah, the
Yep.
LeBaron family, they were excommunicated in the freaking 60s, 50s, 40s, somewhere in there, a long time
Right,
ago.
right, right.
And for doing what? Oh, starting the church of the firstborn. Oh, I mean, a branch of it. It's their version. The
Right.
School of Prophets, all that crap. Um,
Hmm.
you don't have that many splinter groups. What happens is people get a little crazy because they're given this spiritual high,
And they've
by
been groomed to believe what they've been told and doubt their doubts. And
and
they are
then they
just
get
so groomed,
excommunicated.
perfectly
Yeah,
groomed for this.
yep.
Yes.
And it's
Yep.
freaking scary. That is just scary to me. Like I'm just
Hmm.
like, holy shit! It's a whole new, like, you take this product and you put this product and you put them together, and then you're like, oh god, okay, I'm
Yeah.
scared. It scares me. It's not. They weren't the first to be murdered. They're not going to be the last. They're not the first to be looking at death row. They're not going to be the last. Um, and to know that it just hurts that the church did not say one word
Nothing.
about, not even a card, not even a, well, besides the
Private
business
card.
card that I got in my
Right.
living, besides that one, that was a
It's
secret
not
card.
like they don't have everyone's address on the face of the planet. Let's just not act like they don't,
Hey,
like
y'all
so that
got my
missionaries can
records.
find
Y'all
you.
got my genealogy records. So
Oh,
Google
yes.
that on up.
Yes. Google that up. Google that up. We need to
Where's
get
my?
you a, what is it called? It's called a stream. It's called is it a stream bar? No. What is it called? It's like a little set of
I know.
buttons. You know what
Yes,
I'm talking about? We need to get you one of
yes.
those.
I'm gonna. It's like $89, and
Stream deck.
you can just
A
push
stream deck.
buttons. Stream Deck. I've looked into
Yes.
it, and yeah, I want to, because you just push a button, and everything just, it's right there. It's right there.
Yes.
I'm like, oh my
Perfect.
god, yes, I want that.
Perfect.
I need that.
Yes.
It would make my
Yes.
life less stressful
Right.
for sure.
Hmm.
So KJ wants to know, could you please tell me a little bit about yourself? Just wanting to know ya. Well,
Me?
yes. KJ
Oh, I
wants just
guess,
to
yeah,
know
because she knows you. Yeah. But
a little.
I'm a little slow to the uptake sometimes.
Poor
We'll just
thing.
leave with that. Yeah, I live here on Oahu, but I'm from Idaho. And I have an off-grid little lot that I live on. But currently my truck is broke down because my steering rack went out. So luckily I still had steering. I was able to like get it somewhere and park it. And then I'm waiting for the people that I bought my part from to ship it. I bought a part on eBay and I'm kind of sweating it pretty hard because they still haven't shipped it.
Oh crap.
I'm going to put a
Jason's a hell
used
of a
one in.
mechanic, by the way.
I
He's
am
a
a
hell of a mechanic. He can
YouTube,
walk you
like, okay,
through.
I'll try to figure it out. Yep.
He'll walk you
I
through
do all
it.
my own work. Yep. Yep.
Me
Maybe
too.
I'll
Like,
YouTube it.
I've done that before. And my dad came outside, my real dad, and he was
Right?
like, "Oh my god!" He went and got his brothers, my uncles, and they were all, like, "Oh my god, Gerald!" Like,
Oh,
look at her
look at
go, and I
her.
was just like,
Oh,
just all up in my.
so proud. Yes.
He was so proud. And he
You're
just
under
like,
there like, what? Yes.
yeah, I love it. I love that. I
Yeah,
don't mind getting dirty. Do you? Do
I
you mind
don't
getting your hands
either.
dirty?
No,
Yeah.
that my fingernails are dirty right now.
Right.
Yes,
You can always wash it off. You know.
that's right. I mean, heck. Yes.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
this is a good question.
Mhm.
Serious question. Only no. I'm kidding. Do Chad and Lori truly believe all that they were saying, or is it a cover, or both? I don't.
Oh, I think it's a cover. I think that they saw the power and control that Joseph Smith had when they began to really deeply study into their religion. And then they saw like his little apostles and all the power and control that like Kimball, he what's his name? Kimball and Heber and like all these guys that had like, yes, all the ones that had all these wives and, you know, treating them like cattle, basically, you know. I mean, sending you clips about that. Like, literally, there's a quote about that by, I think that's Heber said that. Right. But he's got a nice big center that's, yeah, it's crazy.
And lots,
yeah.
and lots of links down there.
Like the way that it was founded. But I mean, you think about it, they're looking at the fact that, you know, I mean, how rich did Joseph Smith get with his whole, you know, and part of what they're trying to get people to do was to push money their way, right? You know, I think they were trying to become like a little Jim Jones Latter-day Saint type situation with, you know, they were trying to like almost take over a vow, you know, with all of their and that's what Chad does. Like, that's one of the interviews that I watched. Was it is it Heather? Is that her name?
Yeah,
she was just like, the family didn't believe in his shit. They were not like, and she is absolutely, she makes a point in that, and I've made that point before, when he fell and he hit his head and he split his forehead soul hole right open, and he had like a big freaking veil split or whatever, and he like made it out to his knees, and like, careful, you're gonna pull a freaking optic nerve. You know, like, thank goodness he's got some big knobby knees, or his soul would have just fell all the way out into the water. She's like, he got a head rush. And if you would have, yes, and if you'd have seen his uncle, then he would have come out of the water like, oh my God, you guys, I saw my uncle. Which is true, because like, when one of my little girls like went in for an MRI and they put her out for that, she comes out, she was like, oh, I saw a cowboy grandpa. Like, that's how it works. Like, as soon as you wake up, you're like exclaiming that, like, oh, you guys, guess what? And he doesn't come up with any of that shit until after he has seen how successful these NDE authors are becoming. I don't think he's ever in his life had an NDE, honestly.
Or an original idea.
He fell and he hit his head. Big deal. I've hit my head a bazillion times, and I've also had a couple. I've had a few NDEs. Like, it's ridiculous. Never seen Jesus. Well, I mean, I've seen some shit. But I don't know how much of that was like the head injury. Because like the brain swelling, you know, I mean, like
Jason stroke. I didn't realize. Mom was like, it's a brain injury, and I was like, wait, what? I didn't realize that. I didn't realize until we had the strokes, and then I was like, oh my God, okay. And I have my late stepdad, who my mom was married to before he died. He got stomped in the head 5 times it was a long time ago, and that was the weekend that Princess Diana died. I remember that. Then 2 years later, he died. But he had seizures already, right? Thank you, KJ. In honor of Weird Mom's accent. Awesome sauce. Thank you. But so Roby had, a brain injury. And he was a jerk before. I did not like him before. After the brain injury, I was like, okay, cool. I like him. And I felt guilty for saying that. I was like, oh my God.
Knocked the asshole right out of him. Oh, oops, sorry.
Yeah, it did. And right before I gave birth to my first child, my son, like a month and a half before I gave birth, Roby died. And he drowned. He was bathing their dog. They adopted a dog so that he would have something to do during the day, just companion or whatever. And while she was at work, and he bathed the dog, and he was an epileptic, so he knew not to not to take baths, not to go swimming and stuff like that. But he melted the tub, and he had a seizure, and it drowned in just a little, the accumulation of the water.
Take much.
And so, that was crazy. And that was, my mom, I never heard her scream so loud, but like the EMTs walked in to the living room where I was waiting with her, and you could just see it on their face. And it was crazy from that point on, it was just like, oh my God. And then Larry, I had my baby, and then, Larry came along, and I was like, okay, good. I knew it. like there he
He's
is.
so huggable. He's the most
He
huggable
is.
man on the planet. I'm just gonna say it. Yeah, it's
He
great
is.
hugs.
I am so super blessed. You know, I really am. I love my bonus dad. He's great.
Yes,
He's amazing, and he is the same way as you see him
yes,
as I
he
see
is
him. The same
just
way.
identical. Yep, yep,
Yep, nothing changes.
yep.
He's same old cat, you know, and I love hearing his stories. You know, this has slowed me down where I do pay attention, and I
Right.
cling on to those. You know, I'm just like, wait,
Yes,
this is important, not just to him, but for me too. Um,
yes.
I think that's really important, especially with our elderly. You know, they have so much wisdom. They're so much smarter
Yeah,
than us.
yeah,
They've been there, done
yeah.
that. Eat the block.
Right,
So
right.
they've learned about ricin. I mean, they used to probably put it on the
Yeah,
Bobos, you know.
yeah, yeah. Right.
We're
We
all like,
walked uphill both
woo,
ways in the snow, and the ricin was falling
right?
down, and we just did
Yeah,
it barefoot with a smile.
yeah. My mama
Yes,
used to pick cotton. She was like, I've been cotton. She did. I mean, she's like the
yes.
most hardworking woman I know. I swear.
My grandma was a sharecropper. Like her dad was a share. Like Grapes of Wrath. I was reading that book for school, and she came along. She was like, "That was literally what my childhood was like." But we didn't have a car. Like we didn't own our own car.
Right.
So those guys are lucky. You know, I was just
Yeah.
like, wow. And I was like complaining one time. I had two toddlers, and everybody's just pooping their pants, and I'm just trying to clean up poop and pee all the damn time. And I had the audacity to complain about that to my grandmother, who grew up in the Depression. You know, she's like, well, when
Yeah.
I was a child, I would get home from school, and I would take the frozen diaper bucket because I wanted my stepmom to appreciate me. And I would trudge through waist deep snow down to the creek because we did not have indoor plumbing. And I would have to take an axe and hold that over my shoulder with the bucket in one hand. And then I would have to chip out a hole in the ice. And I did this
Okay.
because I wanted her to approve of me. And I would chip that hole in the ice with a smile. And I would put the frozen diapers in the hole. I would scooch out the poop out of the diaper. I was like, I'm
While
so
birthing my
sorry.
baby.
I'm sorry. I'm
While I
so
was birthing
sorry.
my baby.
She's like, your diapers are disposable. Like, I'm so sorry. I am so sorry.
I
I'm so
love it.
sorry.
Well,
And then she'd get done with all that shit and she'd be like, but can I get your diapers, honey? I'd be like, yeah, they're wearing a size 3 and size 5
yes,
now.
ma'am.
Yes. Yes.
That was good. Thank you for the
Yes.
Oh my
Yeah, I miss her. That's Grandma Ethel. Yeah.
Oh, really? Okay, because my
Yes.
mom's real name is Ethel.
Oh, really?
My mom's
No,
name
there's
is
no Ethels
Ethel.
anymore. There's just
Ethel
no Ethels
Kathleen, but
anymore.
they call her Kay. Ethel
Yeah.
Kathleen, they call her Kay. Always have. I'm like, why?
Oh,
And then
wow.
my name's
Yeah.
Crusha Kay. And
Does
then
she hate her name?
so I was like, you know, I gave birth to my daughter, and I was gonna name her Ashlyn something or Kristen
Right.
or I don't know. Um and so I was like, Ashlyn. I had something picked out. I don't remember what it was. And she was like, "Come on, you got to name her Ashlyn Kay. You got to take one for the team." I'm like, "Good God!" As long as it's not Ethel.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. You know, she was named after her
Yes.
grandma, so that's pretty cool. I have
Yeah.
an Aunt Ethel. Larry has an Aunt Ethel.
Nice.
Still,
My grandma's like,
yeah,
don't name anyone after me. But I named one of my kids after her, but it's a middle name.
yeah.
So my children have these big, long, elaborate names, or I figured out how to name them after like 7 people each because I was like, I don't know if I'm gonna have another baby. So I have to like, they're like, we're gonna put the baby in as baby if you don't give her a name soon. And I was like, oh yeah. So I turned my paperwork in at like 5:45 and I had till like 6 p.m. like trying to pick out the most elaborate. And then I
Yeah.
spelled it all screwed up so I could never get a pencil or a toothbrush with their name on it. And she always has to be like, yeah, sorry, it's spelled. Yeah, no, but it's pronounced. Yeah. Like,
Me,
I'm
Crusha.
sorry.
Everybody botch. When people get silent, I'm like, here, that's me. Because they're trying to pronounce it, or they call me Gretchen.
Keshu.
I get,
Kesher.
oh wait, the alewife, she calls me credenza.
Credenza. Yes.
And I'm just like,
Oh,
what
that's
is
a
that?
good word. Why did we get rid of
When
that
spell
word?
check
That's a
came out,
good word.
when spell check came
Credenza.
out, it even would put like y'all with a K. I don't even know if it's a damn word. Crotch. I was like, are you effing serious? Come on now. That's not even a real
Hey,
word.
hey, you guys. Yeah.
But if I were gonna be a boy, it was gonna be Brandon. And I was like, how do you go from Brandon to Crescia? Brandy is a good in
Right.
between there, right? You know?
Yes.
Crescia.
Yeah.
Who the-
Me and
My
my
dad.
brothers have screwed up names. Like, I am
Castor.
Mario's sister. Like, my brother's name's literally Mario. And he could not be more toe-headed and blue-eyed. Like, but he did work in an
What is
Italian
Mario?
restaurant for a long time. They'd be like, our chef Mario. People are like, oh, it's authentic. He's a good cook. You know, he is a really good chef. But yeah,
Stay
like,
away.
oh, bring the
I
chef
just,
out. I want to say, hi. You're Mario? Really? You know,
Mhm.
like, with his always like mildly sunburnt self, you know?
I'm more
Like,
like Mario Andretti.
he drives like Mario Andretti. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, so I want to kind of talk more about the rice. I know I could sit here and just
Hmm.
really do this for the rest of the damn night. I could just sit here and
Yes.
chill. But
The Guinness Book of World Records has it in there as being the most poisonous or the most deadly poison that out there because there's no cure. It's just like
yeah, there's
palliative
no
care.
antidote.
Nope,
No antidote
nothing.
whatsoever.
You
And
get
it's
poisoned by
silent.
ricin and people are just like, do you want some morphine or can I get you Zofran?
Chung deuces. That's if they're given the luxury, right? Tammy was not
Right?
given the luxury. If this happened to
No.
Tammy,
Right.
a lot of us here think that we did that little poll, and
I'm biased. I
asked,
think that it's been ricin the whole time. I've heard a lot of other theories and I've really
like
looked
the
into the
malachite.
like malachite has such a horrific flavor. I don't think people understand how
Okay.
horrible ground malachite tastes. Like right away.
No, I don't
Like
know.
the second, and you're like and then the flavor stays in your mouth for a long time after. So like just a trace amount, it's just so unpalatable.
It's detectable.
Yes, and it's
Well, I had
detectable.
pulled up some stories yesterday on my phone. I'm not even gonna try
Hmm.
to
Hmm.
spin the whole computer out of control by
Right.
making it think. I mean, God forbid it thinks. So,
Right.
yeah, it's silly. But anyway, so there were a couple of stories, but there was this one, and I posted it on my community wall. That's where it's at. Let me go to my collections here. Collections. It was a news article that I had ran across, and it gave like quite a few different stories about this poisoning or whatever.
Hmm.
But I can't think and talk at the same time. So, but talk about
I have
the like.
ADD so bad. I
What do
remember
y'all
what you. I can't remember what you said. Huh?
and what do y'all think about like? What if Alex? Just this is what if. What if? Let's go to what ifville.
Right.
What if Alex didn't shoot her with a gun and shot her with? Y'all remember? It reminds me of not quite Astroworld, but along those lines where people died because of the fentanyl tipped. The
Hmm.
whatever. I don't even know what they used because I was too busy researching this
Right.
case. So I don't know, but Gene Panek I know has mentioned that, and you had mentioned it in your video as well.
Putting ricin in a paintball.
Yeah, or just
Yeah.
whatever.
Like then it's aerosol. It's outside.
It's
Like
not
basically.
Chad.
Yeah. Yeah. And she's like, "Why is he shooting at me with a paintball gun? It malfunctioned."
Smacking
You
him
know.
with her freezer meat. That's my favorite part. I'm like, you go, girl. She's a Taurus. Just saying. we got the
Yeah.
horn, and don't mess with us. We're territorial. Not jealous. We're territorial. But anyways, And so my first thing was when I found that French press in Lori's, I think it was her search. I don't think she ordered it. Again, and I haven't asked my mom. I haven't talked to mom this week. But
Mhm.
I need to ask or look it up my damn self. I just so many places my head goes. I've been trying to figure out how to be a computer guru and fix
Right.
it.
Yeah, my
But
shit's sitting here flashing right now just because, like, we're talking about. It's like network cable disconnected. Oh, you want to set it up? Wait, it's disconnect. Wait, do you want to set it up? Wait, it's disconnect. Wait, do you want to set it up? Like, as you're talking about technical difficulties, like literally
preach,
right there. Let
preach.
me go look at that while you're talking, actually. Let me go see what the
All
hell.
right.
But, anyways, go on.
Oh crap. I'm gonna go look. I'm looking for it. It just ain't jumping out at me as usual, as per usual. Oh yeah. So
Hmm.
whenever I had found that Lori had searched for the French press, it for sure was a search. It came up with the Amazon order of the rings and all that stuff. Her and Chad's rings,
Right, right.
and I never caught it. It was like, and I was like, oh my
Hmm.
god, I had to Google what the hell that was, right? And so I did, and
Hmm.
I was like, oh my god. So then I started putting it together with the malachite, thinking
Right.
that, and I was like, holy crap, oh my god, like what? But we know from witness accounts that Lori likes to crush things up. She's a grinder. She likes to crush shit up, and she likes to put it in
Hmm.
people's smoothies
And she did
and
the
juice.
juicy thing for a long time. And one of the things you learn as you're in a smoothie business is how do you cover up the flavor of this nasty, disgusting supplement that people want to put
Kale.
in their thing and make it taste
Yeah,
like mango. And
yeah.
so, like, you learn that little, like, balance of this is really tart. So, if I add a little bit of
Mhm.
extra this and that, then I can neutralize that. And then it all comes through with this other stronger pineapple flavor or whatever the hell. Like, that's literally the whole, like,
Yeah, that's true,
yeah.
Kathy. That is true. And for a Mormon, a devout Mormon, because they
Right.
weren't starting their own cult. Sorry,
Hmm.
spoiler alert. Um,
Right.
in my opinion, that is, and y'all, I have. That's what I do. I study them and their
Yes.
what they. That's where I go. I listen to
With
all
your
the. I
background
have
information,
just
having
about
knowing
memorized.
them. Right.
Right. I have just about memorized Mike Stroud. Okay,
Hmm.
put me out of my misery,
I'm
please.
sorry. I'm
But I'd
sorry.
rather
That's
listen to him than Julie Rowe.
right. Right.
It
Yes.
really is.
I'd
You
rather
know,
gouge my eye out,
it really is. But you know
you
what?
know.
I don't know. I don't know. I don't. I don't see him doing anything like a blowfish or something like that. I just don't see that. I don't. She didn't have an
So,
aquarium. She wasn't like an aquatic. She's a Cancer. I
right.
know
Somebody had
that.
asked, somebody asked what types of poison are available here in Hawaii. And, like it would depend on, she talked, but wasn't Lori into like all of the natural, like all these essential oils and,
Yeah.
natural remedies and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So she would just need to know what grows native here. And I mean, we have oleander here. We have the castor bean. We have a number of toxic plants here that, are just they seem, like harmless unless you have a nefarious purpose with them, but anything that grows in a tropical environment is probably here. So,
Exactly. And so get this too. So in this, Zalema worked for Starbucks. It's just another one of those like mm-mm-mm. Just
mhm.
I don't. It, it just
I
doesn't
mean,
go far
hugging
off
people just
the.
does not pay what it used to. So,
No, she's getting
you
older,
know,
so
mhm.
I
People are
mean,
buying cuddle pillows. They don't need her,
and I remember
So,
in Zalema's testimony or whatever her whatever the
yeah,
hell in the
interview thing.
reports,
Yeah,
yeah, that
interrogation.
she had to drop her client off, and then she would be at the house where her son was doing CPR on, or Alex was laying dead, dying, whatever. And I
Your
remember
husband's
seeing
dying. You're
that.
like, well, I gotta drop this guy off right quick. So,
Yeah,
and then
but I'll be right
I
there.
gotta get a Starbucks. I'm so tired. Like, you don't even know the morning I'm at. So,
This wears me out,
yeah.
right?
Right.
Every day I'm cuddling.
Yeah. Need my Starbies.
So
Yeah.
it just, why can I
Every
never
day
find
I'm
anything when
cuddling. Sorry.
this pisses me off. No, go for it. Because this pisses me off. Because then like I have it and then I'm just like, well, where did it go, George? God dang it. I'm just gonna go to the damn site. That's it. Well, I'll let y'all listen to this little article. This little, hopefully. I thought he was gonna talk. Never mind. Anyways, poisoning for dummies. And it's on slate.com. SLATE.com.
Mhm.
Poisoning for dummies.
Mhm.
This is April 18, 2013. Okay. And
Information is out there. Who was she mad at in 2013? What was she
Joe
doing
Ryan.
in 2000? Joe?
Joe
Would that
Ryan.
be Joe?
Joe.
That's Joe Ryan. Right?
I think she still loved him. I really do. On Tuesday, letters addressed to President Barack Obama and Mississippi Senator Roger Wicker were intercepted at off-site mailrooms and were found to test positive for traces of ricin. The poison is lethal in tiny quantities if inhaled or ingested. The FBI announced Wednesday that it had arrested a Mississippi man, Paul Kevin Curtis, for sending the ricin-laced letters. Unlike Bruce Ivins, the military scientist behind the 2001 anthrax scary attacks, Curtis doesn't want. He doesn't work in biosecurity. How hard is it to make ricin? Not hard at
very
all.
hard.
USA.
Not at all. Not
There's no
any idiot
shortage.
can make it. No.
Right. There's no shortage of ricin recipes online. Don't you go looking.
Yeah.
Or don't do anything
don't do it.
nefarious with it, please. And you don't have to dig too deeply to find them. A quick Google search. Don't make me do it.
Google that up.
I'm gonna do it.
Do it. Do it. Do it. Do it. Do it.
Try. Oh no, it's a long one. I'd have to get off this one. Go on to the internet. Google that on up. Anyways.
Google that on up.
Not hard at all. There's no shortage of. Okay, if you dig. Okay, quick Google search will pull up dubious looking forums with detailed and mostly accurate instructions to make ricin at home. Ricin is found naturally in castor beans, and the toxin can be extracted from the pulp left over after the oil, kind of like essential oils, has been squeezed out. Just saying.
Yes.
And then Ian working for Melaleuca, just I don't know. I cannot. Now that I'm like Tina Reddington, she can't get it out of her. She's done introduced it to me, and I'm like, now it's in my head, and now I can't get away from it. I mean, it's a good theory, whether it was this or not. She had access to this. She had a black heart. She thinks like this, so it might have been taught to her, even
right, right,
or something. She wasn't a cook, remember? Melanie said that Lori wasn't much of a cooker. The way she said that, and I was just like, okay, a cook? Anyway. And like Melanie Gibbs saying she don't gossip.
I don't gossip, but that girl cannot make a macaroni salad.
Exactly. The general procedure involves first removing or softening the outer coat of the castor bean. Some recipes suggest soaking them. Oh God. Soaking. And cooking the beans. Next, the beans are mashed and filtered. Oh. Then solvents are added to extract the ricin from, perhaps for a Mormon who doesn't drink coffee. Just saying. Next, then solvents are added to extract the ricin from the solution. And congratulations, you've got victims. It's not what it says, but anyways, you've just made ricin. The entire process can be done in your kitchen with everyday materials such as coffee filters, mason jars, and solvents found at the hardware stores.
Mhm.
Castor bean seeds are widely available online. The plant grows wild all over the United States and is also grown in gardens. What? In gardens? Never would have thought
Yes,
of a
people
garden.
literally, right. They put it there
That's
on
little.
purpose.
Oh
Often.
my
That's how
God.
it like blew up here and became invasive
I'm just
or whatever.
rolling my eyes at the article because, like, oh my God, you can grow in a garden? Get out. Not only is it easy to obtain a recipe for ricin, it's also easy to obtain all the needed ingredients and materials to make it. Ricin comes in
Mhm.
several forms, including powder, mist. Y'all, they were into making balms. I don't know if that's on there, and pellets. And y'all, that oil, you think about Girl on Fire. But I mean, I
Right.
don't think it's the same thing. Just
No,
something,
yeah, it's not.
something weird.
Right, right.
Something weird. Just in
Yeah.
water.
That whole girl on fire.
And the
Yeah.
tiniest
That
amount is all and the tiniest amount is all that's needed to be fatal. Michael P. I'm gonna mess it up. All Swede, Allswede, a toxicologist at the Center for Biosecurity at the University of Pittsburgh Medical Center, told the New York Times in 2006 that a speck of pure ricin, the size of a grain of salt, is enough to kill if it is injected or swallowed. Exposure is often fatal and occurs within days. I feel like this is Alex too.
hmm explosive diarrhea is one of the symptoms of castor.
Tip of the spear that oh my sorry. But yeah, he talked
I
about the
couldn't
tip of
hear
the
what you just
spear, and it's one of Mike's podcasts. Oh my god,
right.
am I back?
Yeah.
Am I
Oh yeah,
back?
it just like it froze up for a very brief second. Yeah, you're good.
Yeah, it everything just rolled. I'm like, oh god,
Right.
it's
Yeah, right before
my
Tim Stroud is what
internet's
I didn't hear what you
getting.
said.
I know it's glitching again. Mike Stroud talked about the
That's
tip of
the
the
word.
spear.
Uh-huh.
Mike Stroud, did you hear? He had a
Yeah, Mike
podcast
Stroud.
named, it was called Tip of the Spear. God dang it. What's really going on?
Oh wow,
I
I almost like
hate, I'm going to throw this, y'all. I'm going to have to get Jason to
right.
film. I'm about to do some anger management up on this computer as soon as we're done here.
Dude, it's a portal because it just affected me too, and we're nowhere near the same signal. Like my thing
That's
just tried to
because we're
like
getting opposition. We're getting opposition,
yes,
interference
Zuzu is not
from
happy right
Juju
now.
and Juju.
Yep.
Stop giving out our
Zuzu's using her
recipe.
juju. Zuzu juju.
Oh my gosh. I'm
Yes.
sorry. But Mike Stroud, I'm gonna get it out. Mike Stroud did
Okay.
a
Tip of the
podcast called
spear.
The Tip of the Spear. Okay.
Right.
I'm just saying. It just I don't know. Anyways, exposure is often fatal and occurs within days, most notably in 78 when I was born. Best year ever. Mhm. Bulgarian journalist,
Yep.
you say the name, Georgy Markov, is that
Yeah.
it?
Mark off. Yep.
Died
Yep.
from
Mark off.
ricin poisoning after another man, possibly a KGB agent, used an umbrella to shoot the toxin into his leg. The first
Mm-hmm.
symptoms of ingested ricin include nausea and vomiting, which rapidly progress to kidney and liver failure. The inhaling ricin includes difficulty breathing, for Alex,
Difficulty breathing and what?
and a
Difficulty
cough.
breathing and what? And a
She
cough.
coughed,
Yes. And a cough.
chest tightness, and a cough, which is what Chad said. She had a bad cough, and then she just died
Right.
peacefully. And anyway,
But it's
and
okay
rapidly
because
progressed to respiratory failure. There is no antidote for ricin. The ricin is highly dangerous. Pure ricin is highly dangerous, but home brewed ricin might not be as pure and therefore less harmful. Someone, it's almost over. Someone without technical training, uh, could, or on the internet, anybody, right? Um, oh shit. Someone without technical training could make ricin at home, but it's much harder to effectively purify and concentrate ricin without more knowledge. or Ian, allegedly. To purify ricin, there are special, technically difficult processes that might not be readily as available. Notes the CDC. Bottom line, KJ's bottom line, high quality ricin is hard to make, and it's difficult to produce a powder form that is easy to inhale. So it's difficult to produce a powder form that's easy to inhale. That doesn't stop people from trying, though. And this is an old article. In 2008, Roger von Bergendorf was found comatose in his Las Vegas hotel room after he had accidentally inhaled ricin he had produced. Damn. After he woke up from his coma, he was sentenced to 3 years in prison. Oh, shit.
Oh, shit.
Wow, damn.
Wow, what a shitty day. Like, you know, you about killed yourself. You lived. Let's get you in prison there, buddy. Dumb
Exactly. I'm right there with you, who said, Kate. I'm right there with you. Lots of nurses and others have commented on the strange amount of pulmonary embolisms related to chud and warhorn. Exactly. It's just,
yes.
It goes
The
beyond
neighbor,
rumors,
the
speculation.
lawyer.
It goes beyond coincidence. Yeah. A couple lawyers, right? There's, I think.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Wasn't there a neighbor here? Something weird happened to somebody here too. I don't remember. It's been so long since I've gone through every little detail. But I feel like I remember hearing that as well, that like there was a mysterious something. I'd have to look.
I thought that
don't quote me on that. But yeah, I feel like there was like somebody here, a neighbor, something.
Or a friend, huh?
Yeah, somebody in the ward, maybe. I can't remember.
Katie H says the other thing
I remember
about. Hold on. Wait. Okay. I guess my internet is really screwed. I'm so sorry. The other thing I wonder about is whether Tammy could have been killed by Visine poisoning. It's odorless and tasteless, and it's happened before. That's the first thing I thought of, actually. Jason has mentioned, you know, like air and hot shot. What do you call that? Air in a
aerosol.
I can't think right now. In a
aerosol.
Oh my God! Given a shot.
Spray bottle.
Syringe.
Oh.
Syringe.
Oh yeah. Oh.
You know, because that.
Yeah.
How do you find a little bitty pinhole, especially after you have to, you know. Oh my God! I now have lost my words. Whatever, they brought her
exhumed.
Exhumation. That's it. You win. But I just think it's nuts. Yeah, air embolism, syringe. Yeah. I don't know. It's nuts. What is quinine? Interesting. Our Google searches are going to be crazy. I mean, even more crazy. It'll just be right.
If they were to do it, yeah. You know, the NSA is like looking at us and shit. Like, what's going on over here, you guys? What are you looking at, kids?
Right. I like what Stacey B says. Anything is possible. Think about all the dummies making meth and not blowing up. Totally possible. My daughter's godfather. Yeah. He's a lawyer now. He's an attorney. But before that he was, you know, regular law enforcement, police officer, traffic stops, stuff like that. And he pulled over a rolling meth lab, and he was like, "Oh my God, you know, there's just no way." Can you imagine, like, just wrecking into somebody and like, boom? People don't care. It's crazy.
They do not.
Candace says, "I guess this is in regards to." I asked what. I don't remember the name of it now. Hey, little brands. It's sort of a medication. I'm not sure if it's available over the counter anymore. It's what my mom took to induce labor with one of my brothers. She said it was a combination that works. I remember
castor oil was used to induce labor,
and so the castor oil comes from castor beans, and it's the communicus.
Oh my God, yeah.
Communicus ricin, you know. Hi, girl. Meth on
Yes.
the
All right. Look at somebody's all getting all sciencey and yeah. Oh, wait, this
move.
way.
Yeah, and T.S. Jackson responded and said, "I know it worked for my mom, but didn't for me, even though I drank an entire bottle mixed with stories." Oh my gosh, I've heard
Oh
that
my
too.
God.
It's, the wives' tales, the old wives' tales. They
Yeah.
tell you to do this. They told me to put Crisco on my son's eczema. Would not do. I'm like, I'm not putting Crisco on my damn kid. Well, I went through all the creams and all the fancy schmancy stuff, and I was like, okay, whatever. And I tried it, and it worked, and I was like, I'm so sorry for doubting you, Dr. McCandless. I'm so sorry. And he laughed like, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, 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 yeah. Anyways, it worked. So don't doubt the old timers, and especially
Yeah.
doctors, and if they're old.
Some of that stuff, man.
What do you think they did before modern medicine? An enema. All right. Now we're
An
getting creepy up in
enema.
here. Might need to turn the lights off. No.
Right.
Anyways, I don't know. There's just I don't know. It's got my brain just to going though. I don't usually go there. I usually don't. I'm like, I'll find out whenever I find out. I mean, I still will. I'll find out whenever it's time. But I don't know. When something fits and your gut feeling is just like, yeah, that sounds kind of, But then you think about all the people around them and then what they did, who they associate with, their past patterns, behaviors. You factor all that in.
Right.
Birds of a feather flock together. I don't
Right.
care.
Right. Right.
We see the fruit labor,
Right.
lack
Right.
of, um, and they're pretty shady people, in my opinion. Ain't none of them. Ain't, ain't never one of them innocent or okay in my book. I don't care. I don't care. They're all
Right.
crappy.
So
Nobody.
Melanie Gibb was Zulema's visiting home teacher, right? And so those two, they get together and they're talking about a shared love of all things natural and, essential oily too. So I can't understand why they're not being charged and stuff because like some of the stuff, like if we say
I don't
Alex
know.
was poisoned, how did the poison get to Alex? Well, probably from, allegedly,
Or
let's just hypothetically from his wife, putting
yeah,
it in his food.
or it was a pact and it was in that priesthood blessing.
Yes, and he
You
just
know.
did it himself. But she would know about all of that. Like she
Mhm.
sits there and like, well, I don't know. I
He was
don't know.
naked.
I did. Now that I look back, it is kind of weird that there's a big bag of money in my closet. But
And
yeah, I don't know.
remember
I
in
don't
the in
know how
the
that got there.
in the body cam where she reaches, she does something to his feet, ankle down by his ankles when she didn't like that caught bird dog on her as Alex lay there,
Right.
and she's like, she can't stand it.
No.
But then you see her go to his feet, and this is in the body cam footage, which I have the videos somewhere in my collection.
Right.
Um, and everybody has. I've even asked, like, what is she doing right there? What is she? It
Right.
looked like she did something. Don't know what it was, but
Did Alex ever used to like carry a key in his shoe, like his gym key if you went to the gym, or maybe had a some type of storage unit key that he might put in his shoe? Is he like that kind of a guy?
I don't. No, he looks like he just picked the lock.
Yeah.
You know what I think of now is because he drove. And this is not impugning anybody that does this for a line of work. God bless you. But shitter's full. That's what comes to my mind. The Christmas Vacation with Chevy Chase, and what's his
Wow, that's a good
face?
movie.
Crap.
Randy, he's in trouble in Canada right now too.
Dennis
What?
Quaid, Randy Quaid.
Randy Quaid, Dennis Quaid. Oh wait, is it Dennis that's in
One of the
trouble?
Quaid brothers. And he
Yeah, one of the
says,
Quaid.
shitter's full. And so I think of Alex and I'm just like, he sucked shit. Just saying. You know who else did? Mike Stroud's son. He has a
Right.
shit sucker trip. I find that amusing. I like making connections like that. And there's also one on Christopher Parrott's one of his little sites somewhere. I have it, just I don't remember which one. I want to say maybe like I follow like their who knows, I just kind of go.
Mm-hmm.
And I orbit is what I do. It's like I'll see something and I might come back to it 3 months from now. Just rounds, and I just I like to find things that are familiar, and so, anyways, I just think that's interesting because, like you said, he's the one that's when KJ asked you, what's the one thing that gets overlooked, and he's Alex.
Alex.
And so you start to think about all his.
He's always just been lurking over to the side quietly. Yeah. But he's been her hitman for a long time. It's like he pops up. Alex does?
Yeah.
Who does? Alex has a kid?
Forgetting. I'm trying to remember where.
That's rough.
Was it Adam that said it, or was it Debbie, his ex-wife? I'm trying to remember. If anybody knows, remind me. Yeah. And that he had allegedly, they got ran out of him and his wife, his first wife, said that they, I want to say he was allegedly messing with some little 15-year-old girl.
I feel like that's what I remember too. That sounds like
that came after him. Or that's our boy, right? Yeah.
Yep.
So I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
I'm so sorry. I won't go live again until I get the damn internet fixed. I thought I did. I've spent time on this.
You did. It's much better this time though. So there was improvement. But
I mean, I'm not connected to. I'm using Jason's phone right now.
Oh, are you?
Because it did. I was like, I was about to lose my mind up in here. So.
Yes.
Yeah. That's
it's so frustrating.
So. AJ says.
I know. Kathy, you're awesome.
Yes, that's a thank you, AJ. Most overlooked to me was the cops saying there were a ton of torches in Zalima's basement. That's
the torches.
That's another way you can do this with the ricin. I always want to say ricin, but it's ricin.
But you have to be careful because heat kills it, and so you're walking a fine line or whatever. But having that background of watching Breaking Bad, they would know to wear protective gear too.
Or not. Or put it in the bathroom where when you turn your shower on, I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. It's just something to explore. It's just something to consider. Jason is the same.
The thing with Tammy is though, like he likes his kids. None of his kids are dark. All his kids are light. Chad. He likes all of them. Like they're all right. They're safe. Tammy is the only dark one. But they didn't live alone, and so however he got it to her was something that only she, like in her water bottle, for instance, or
her car,
special like, oh, you're not feeling good, honey, let me make you some tea.
Nothing hot though,
right? Didn't
because it's not really the caffeine. Well, it was Words of Wisdom.
It was. You heat up
was.
caffeine, and oh my God, you're going to hell. You heat up caffeine, and it's devil's
nothing
juice
warm.
after that.
They don't want anything hot. That's what it is.
Yep.
Because I'm like, wait,
cold
but
caffeine
I see them drinking
fine.
Monster drinks, so whatever.
Right. Well, that's fine because it's cold. It's chilled. But if you were to heat up a Monster drink, same thing. Straight to hell. Straight to outer darkness.
Different.
Knocked off.
And so, with that same search of the French press, with their wedding rings, with the wedding attire, she had also Google searched Lori. Lori also Google searched bridesmaid dresses. And my mind went instantly to Tylee.
Right.
And then I was just like, wait, so did she plan on having bridesmaids and or maybe
my
Tylee?
mind went
what
straight
were the
to
sizes?
Melanie.
I want to know.
my mind went straight to
Yep.
Melanice. I thought it would
Love
be
you,
Melanice, and
Turkey.
yeah,
Zulema.
yeah,
Or Gib.
and her friend
I don't
there,
know.
April, like maybe she thought that she'd be able to like get April like to be more excited for her. Like she's probably utterly shocked that April is horrified by her actions.
Yeah,
Like
part. Yeah,
the what? You did what? Okay, what? And she was probably like, oh my God, you're judging me. You know, like
well, yeah.
you're an apostate. You're getting dark. I'm sensing darkness about you. You know.
But you know, whenever and no, this is just hearsay, and it's but from a confident, whatever, somebody trustworthy. Lori didn't say one word about Chad Daybell when she went to Hawaii. So there's that.
Yep.
As go figure.
She knew
more
that
to
shit
that,
was
but
wrong.
you know, it's just like she was fishing for, you know, the next one. I don't know.
Yeah.
I
Chad, I don't think he understands how lucky he is to be in prison right now.
Oh
Because
no!
as soon as she was done with him, you know, it'd be on to who? Who would it be? Jason Mal? Like, who is she like buddying up to? Like, and that's just the theory. Don't come for me. Don't sue me. But you know, like just a funny little bit. Like, who would have come after Chad? What comes after Chad? Like, who do you go to after that? You know?
Yeah, Candace. That brings up. Yeah. Candace says the family seemed not sad at all when he died. Just like, oh well, Alex died. Like to sneeze. And let me tell you something. I came out my chair. I came out my seat whenever Summer said, thinking of a post or whatever, after the kids were whatever, something about just want to grieve. I know what it's like to lose a brother. Hold me back. Okay, because first off,
you lost a sister and a brother.
Allegedly, you're trying to run interference. I see you in the text beyond. Okay, I see you. You know, you don't fool me. You don't fool me, and that shit might work on somebody else, but it don't work on me.
Right, and they just like just skip on by Stacy like she never mattered.
Yeah, or in Laura.
I know what it's like to lose a brother and a sister, you know, and then there's like Janice up there like, well, there's Adam, and let's see, there's Alex, and then well, Lori was just great. She doesn't say next was Lori, she's, you know, or whatever. You notice like she
thought her
schemes
dad was a
around
spiritual giant. He loved it.
Right.
He loved her. He loved being called spiritual giant. Yeah, I was like, whatever. Yeah, if I say things enough, I'll start blaming them too. I'm sure. Hey, Cassidy.
Yeah.
Glad to see you here. Ooh, AJ said something about loin. I don't even want to go look. They was on fire shaft. But I don't know. It's interesting, and I really would love to do go more into it with everybody. Just that article I went over, but it is posted on my community wall. I posted it yesterday or last night. And it's just the screenshots, of the article, so you don't even have to go to it. And it's linked down in the description box too, which I could have done. Yeah. But
Haunted said something. Oh,
it was a good article because it was like this one guy hired, he wanted to kill his girlfriend, and she was pregnant, and oh well, if she died too, then that was okay with him. And so he was gonna hire his best friend to put the powder form on the top of the pizza and deliver it to her. I don't know. It just kind of went into a bunch of stories. Then there was like a jaded martial artist or something, and I didn't really go into that one. I saw martial art, and I'm just like, okay, I'm not very interested in that.
Yes.
And I gotta think. I hate when I have to think. So, I mean, it happens, and it has happened. It does. It's not like it's not.
Yeah.
And But the thing is,
And it's in the news.
Women are more likely to poison. And so, Chad,
Bingo.
there you go. It's official. He does not have a gherkin. You'll see that I posted. I made that for AJ. I was at the
Yes.
grocery store and I was like, gherkins. Let me take a
Gherkin
picture.
and gherkin.
Put Chad right there. I should have put since. I didn't change it. Anyways. There's a picture of Julie Rowe doing like this, and I was gonna put it up there. But she's like, you know,
With her little puppet strings.
like like, well, just size wise.
Oh, got you. Yes. Oh, sad for him. Yes.
Use your imaginations. But I always said, I told KJ, I was like, Jergens on my gherkins, Jergens,
Jergens the lotion. Yes.
Jergens,
Okay, got you.
Jergens.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh,
I need to
thank you,
moisturize. Alone time so I can moisturize.
You're gonna make me cry. That's so sweet. Thank you, Mr. Tom. Thank you,
Oh my
Kathy.
goodness.
Mama. Oh yeah,
Kathy.
you make me blush.
You're
That is
amazing.
so sweet, generous, and the work you do, Jesus. She puts up with me. That right there in itself is a job. But I love you without that. But I thank you so much. She really is she wears all kinds of hats back here. And I should have let her in
The
way
magic
before.
behind the scenes. She's the magic behind the scenes.
Yeah.
Yes.
She really is. She made that comment disappear, see? She's absolutely amazing. So is the mod team. You
Yes.
guys are great. Y'all are. Y'all make this possible. The rest is up to me. I know. I gotta fix the damn internet problem, and it's on my. It's the top of my list. I swear. I don't care what I gotta do. I'm gonna take their advice, and I'm going to phone me a tech student who, will have pity on me or something, or I'll pay. I don't care. Whatever.
Something. Geek
Yeah.
Squad to the rescue. Yes.
It's ridiculous. We live in 2022.
Right.
People are freaking, no, they're going to Mars and shit. And I'm over here like, I can't.
I cannot get a signal. Can't get a live stream signal.
I can't.
But we're looking like live stream cameras at the moon and shit. Like, yeah.
Right.
It's great.
Right. And I really am going to invest in that stream deck because I saw that and I was like, oh, Jason checked it. And he's like, oh God, and I'm like, no, check it though. Just look.
They're cool. They're so cool. Make it easier for you too. Like,
Yeah, I'm just all about it. I'll make shit tough enough.
Right. Yes. Let's make it simple.
Myself. Yeah.
You deserve easy buttons. You deserve easy buttons. You deserve it.
I worked for it.
You did.
But
You
thank
did.
y'all so much for being here. And, like y'all always are, y'all come through. Please go and check out oh my God, I was about to say the Elmo. The Weird Mom. Check her out too, the Elmo. The Weird Mom channel. She did an amazing video just on this, but she did some other ones too. And if y'all please,
I'm working on some right now. I'm about to become more active. I haven't been active for a while, but
I think we need to do one and get antifreeze to drive and try and dig a hole in 17 minutes.
I actually have a video of me doing that. So I already have
the dumpster.
I have that. Yeah. The what?
Really? Oh,
yes.
I remember the dumpster.
Her and I both. She dug and not the dumpster. What did you say about a dumpster?
I mean the dump. The ping at the dump. I remember that one.
Oh, right.
But you have one?
I have a video where I was trying to dig and prove like my theory of why I think it was such a shallow. So that's one of the videos I'm working on. Like, why so shallow, Chad? Why?
Because he's shallow.
Yeah, he is shallow. But you had one job that you bragged that you were so great at that you wrote a damn book.
makes me wonder if, like, I wonder if Emma's husband maybe dug the grave allegedly. I don't know. I don't know.
It's weird. There,
I don't know. He bird dogged the
just
shit
some
out of me when
weirdness.
I was there.
Right.
Like, he came out, he freaked when we went in April. The wife and her wife came and they met me, and we went to the fence to put on a wreath that Jen had made, and it was real beautiful. But we were standing there, and Joseph Murray came out, and he was
across the street.
bird dog, like, came and made it obvious that he was staring at us, and I was just, Jen was getting a little nervous.
Was that when the fence is still on their
I was
property?
like, "Fuck you," like, what? Take a picture. It lasts longer.
Right.
Like, stop being a damn douche, bruh.
Right.
Quit being.
How are you going to be like that when they literally dug children
idiot.
up out of the yard and they're like, well, I don't know. It's weird, but I'm sure my dad's innocent. So, like,
yeah, let's move there. Let's move there. And there's also, I've been told that Mark Daybell, and I hope I'm not right. I hope this isn't right. That Mark Daybell is allegedly, just in case.
Allegedly.
Hypothetically. Trying to push his dad's, not his dad's, the church's doctrine off. Okay? On the other, he's pushing it. And I'm just like, whoa, that's
wow.
Left field. Okay. So, I mean, it's just like the indoctrination is a deep. So pray for them. Pray for them. Send them love and light.
They inflicted all this fear to get them to follow. I mean, like,
I get it. I get
it.
I don't.
Yeah, the whole like this, the world's gonna end, and you better prepare, and people are being possessed by demons, and we've got to rid the world of hurricanes, and there's gonna be a volcano and an earthquake, and everything is scary. But then when you're, and then everybody's like scared, and what happens when you're scared? You're looking around like, oh my God, what do we do? And Chad's like, I know what to do. Listen, you guys, listen.
And dirt for sale, dirt for sale on the Rexburg site. I just got rid of that picture out of my. I just got rid of that picture. I had it. It's Emma and Joseph Murray and their baby, Tammy's grandson, on a 4-wheeler, and I just literally, because I was like, well, I need to make money.
I can't even. I saw that too. I was just like, I couldn't live there. Number one, I just couldn't live there.
Oh,
but if you did live there, like, just that's kapu. That's like some crazy. I don't know. That's bad. That's really bad. You don't go rolling over somebody's like, it's like they're dancing on their graves. Really, it's. I mean, I'll say it.
Right. Okay. And so you heard in Heather Daybell's interview where she said that Chad always, all these people, all these ghosts, all these spirits are always around, right? So what do you think Emma says? What do you think they do? Do you think they believe in ghosts and spirits? And
I'm sure they would. Like, that's his whole like narrative.
Okay, that's really weird. It's just weird. It's weird.
It's so disrespectful. It's just like the day that all this stuff is happening, and they're letting. Okay, I never understood why in the hell they were letting them move stuff in and out of the house while they're in the yard actively digging the stuff. Like, why didn't we seal the entire property right at that point? But we're moving some freaking furniture in and out, so I know evidence got lost. Like, in my heart and soul, I feel like I know evidence got lost.
I want to know, Tammy was a devout Mormon woman,
right?
Okay, journal. That is a thing. They journal. Very good at it.
Doesn't matter. Does not matter what he did. Does not matter.
They did seize some of those journals. I remember seeing it. Journal. It said journal, and I was like, "Thank you, Jesus." But hopefully, all the pages are in it, and whatever. I want to make sure this before this ends to thank Jennifer, Leanne Ferguson, Trace on the Case, and our newest member, Beach Bum, for being the best
Beach Bum
on the planet.
Aloha, Beach Bum.
I call them the God Mod Squad. That's me.
The God Mod Squad. Sweet. Yes.
This is really good. They need to do a hard reset on my damn computer. I just
right.
I'm sorry. I was stealing your thunder, Beach Bum. Anyways. All right. Well, Tina. Wait. Yeah. Tina Reddington. My bad. I'm stealing somebody's thunder. No, don't mean to. Zalema's thunder.
Yes,
But anyways,
take
all right.
it.
Well, I'm gonna go. My
Take it and hug it. Take her
hurting.
thunder and hug it. I'm
Girl.
gonna hug your thunder.
She cracks me up. Doesn't she crack y'all up? She's funny. She cracks me up. You don't know how many videos I got from freaking Vegas. I was like, oh my God, yes. I love it. I love you. You're awesome. You're funny. You don't
Oh, I
care.
love
You're just
you.
like, your hair's all crazy and you're just like, I don't care.
Yes. Big hair don't
She
care.
brightens my day. You really do. And I love that. I love your attitude.
Aw.
And I wish more people had it, you know, and I'm glad everybody
Thank you.
here is that of that same we get it, you know, like we get it. I
Mhm.
love that we can act goofy and silly and make fun and laugh. I like to laugh at myself. I crack myself up a lot.
Oh, I crack myself up all the time. Sometimes standing in line. I have to pretend I'm on the phone.
Right. Yeah,
My
no.
Bluetooth is invisible. Just hush and turn around. Don't worry about it. You know, because I'll
Right.
just think of something like, you know.
Look, Jesus
Yes.
is right there, you know.
Yes.
It reminds me of that movie shit. With Christina.
Hi.
Oh my gosh. Whatever. I suck.
Applegate. Christina Applegate.
Yes, Christina Applegate and the other she was on the Bundys. Ted Bundy. I love and not Ted Bundy. Al Bundy.
On the Ted Bundy show.
Love and
remember?
marriage. Married with children. Wow.
Not to be confused with Ted Bundy, married with
Yeah,
secrets.
no. Damn it. True crime.
Yeah. Yes.
God, Lori, thanks for
Yes.
everything, man. I
Right.
love the
Your brain
cranberries.
goes straight to true crime all the time, no matter what the deal is.
I
Like,
love the cranberries. They're not gonna take it away from me. Zombie, I love that song. Loved it. And I'm just like, oh, and I've been posting the Smule accounts, like all the videos from the Smule accounts. And
right.
well, not all of them, but I found a new way to share them where I don't have to upload them and get copyrighted or whatever. And it's just out of my Google, out of my Google Drive.
Right.
Yeah. And so I'm like, okay, good. This works. Little brands.
Their song choices are
I'll let
bizarre.
you in the future. Huh?
They really, I said their song choices on Shmuel are bizarre.
Yeah, well,
Some of their song choices. I can't even
I mean,
remember like which
so-
one. I was just like, what the hell? Like, and then they took one of my favorite songs and butchered it. I was like, oh no.
what they do.
Now I got to join Shmuel and sing it myself because I'll get on there.
I can just see it. I can see it. But yeah, Lori's version of Hallelujah. And then
Right,
I've
her
got-
little freaking Weird Al Lorievich freaking version of, you know.
Yeah. So that's one thing I'm working on because I gotta clear some space. Take up all my info takes a lot of space. So
I just had to
I don't know.
upgrade my cloud storage today
all right.
because I was like,
Yeah,
oh wow, I haven't got any emails since like August. Like, what's up with that? And then I looked and they're like, oh yeah, we're holding your emails hostage because you have so many damn videos stored. Do you know how much
Yeah,
you need? 2 terabytes.
I
I tried
have
to upgrade it
2
to the one
terabytes.
thing there. Like, yes. I'm embarrassed.
I'm like, okay.
They're like 200 gigabytes is not enough. You freaking order you. I'm like,
They should-
okay.
Can't they skinny them down, you know?
Right?
I mean,
Yeah,
how can
zip 'em,
gigabytes
something.
inflate?
Right? Like,
Compress?
yeah. Compress them, zip them. The
Um,
hell? But then you have to get
you
like a
guys
whole
are
other app
awesome.
and like subscribe to that just to zip them.
That's what.
They'll let you zip them, but they won't let you
Exactly, I
unzip
did.
them.
Yeah.
I
Just
mean,
zip it good.
mhm.
He's good.
Mhm.
Jason's doing good. He rubbed my he always massages me and stuff like before all this, and so I'm like a spoiled little brat. Okay,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
ever since that happened, you know, I couldn't get close to him. Hospital stuff
Yeah.
falling away.
Right.
But
Awful.
and so last night, you know, he was rubbing, you know, my leg or whatever, and he goes, "Babe, guess what arm that's with?" And I was like, and I looked and I was like, "Oh yes," you know. Oh, yay. And I'm just proud of him. He's like, but it's
so
hard. And I
awesome.
was like, well, get the right one back on over. The right one's fine. But that's your risk, you know, you're pushing it too hard. But
Yes.
he's good. So
Oh,
thank you
that's
for
awesome.
asking. He surprises himself, I think. I already know.
Yes.
I already just know his freak of nature.
hmm
And just just gotta slow
He's
down,
gonna
gotta
come
take care
all
of
the way
yourself
back.
and each other.
He is.
Oh yeah.
He's gonna come all the way
I have
back.
no
I just
doubt.
know it. He is.
I have no doubt. He drives. He drives. He's like going down. We went to Walmart last night, and he was like, "Look, no handrails." I was like, "Dude, but just because I know you can, I know you can. You can do all things through Christ who strengthens you.
Right.
Whatever, you know, you got this. I don't doubt you. So, but use them just because, you
Yeah.
know, so
Yeah.
you don't exert yourself.
Proud of you, but
tend to overdo it.
quit around. Yeah. Like
Yeah,
you're about to find out.
Quit
Like don't
flexing
find out.
because-
Let's not find out. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yes.
knees buckled. Done. He's
Mhm.
awesome though. I love him to death. I mean, not yeah, in a healthy way.
I know. We know what you mean. We know what you
No
mean.
matter.
Like you got to be all careful now. Like I love you.
Yeah,
Like no. I
can't
mean,
say
yeah.
anything.
What I meant was
Can't-
like, oh, no pun intended. Like, oh, no, like,
And I do.
Oh.
I say the words. Like when he had the strokes or whatever, and I said to Kathy, and I can't believe I said it. I was like, "Well, different strokes for different folks." And I was like, "Oh, you know," and I'm like, "Oh my God, this is what I do. This is how awkward is me. I am awkward. We embrace each other."
Yes.
Jen's the same
Oh
way. I'm the
God.
same.
I do that shit too so
Same.
bad. Oh my God.
It's
It's so
awkward.
bad. The most inappropriate
Too
thing I could
soon?
possibly
I'm sorry.
say. Yes. Like, oh, oops. Oh, oops. Oh, and if you have like an injury, like even if I don't usually come up and like, hey, how's it going? And pat you on your shoulder.
Give me a hand.
I'll
Give
come
me a
in that
hand.
day because you have a rotator cuff injury. I'll be like, hey. And they're like, oh, God. Oh. Like, I don't know why I just did
Oh
that.
my God.
I don't know why I even touched you. I don't know what happened.
Yeah.
You know? Like it's alien hand syndrome. Like if there's an injury or something I can just screw up worse for you. That's exactly.
Whenever
I will.
I broke my leg, and my boyfriend at the time, he goes, "You can go work at IHOP."
What?
I broke my leg. I had a cat.
But you're
all
a
the way.
gecko.
He said, "You can go get you a job at IHOP."
Oh, I had a
was
one-legged
like,
chicken I named
correct.
Peg, so I'm not much better.
Right.
So yes, Peg, because she only had the one leg.
I love it. I
So.
love being funny. Funny is fun.
Yep, I was gonna call her
It's
Eileen,
welcome
but
here
she
all.
kept really straight and it did it. So, you know,
Idaho, Idaho. I know. Everybody says
Idaho,
it.
Idaho. Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
Yes,
Everybody
number one
knows.
joke I hear about it. Yep.
I love you guys.
Mhm.
Thank you for coming on again, and we'll have you again soon, hopefully. Because
Yes.
everybody loves you. I love you.
Oh,
We
thank
love
you. I love you guys.
We're not letting you go.
All right, good. Yes, you've reminded
So-
me how much I enjoy this, so I want to get back at
Yeah.
being more active. So, oh, I hit 700. I have 700 subscribers now. Yes, Dawn.
Yay. All right.
Dawn,
I mean,
somebody.
I know.
I took a screenshot. It was my 700th subscriber. I should send her a coconut. You know, but, yeah, I'm
Aw.
excited.
That's so sweet.
I need to get on there and like, yeah, do some videos, do a little celebratory
I think
something. I'm back.
you're good at it. You have a very calming voice. Like in your video, I was
Thank
just
you.
like, oh, so relaxing. I love listening.
Thank
You know,
you.
it was good. It was good.
It's like I have such a deep voice. Well, thank you.
Too. Justice for Tylee, Charles, JJ, Tammy, and Joe. They're at the
Yes.
forefront, right? And you guys keep them there, and I love that. It was good having Nancy,
Yes.
and
Mhm.
that I will too. I will reach out to her because I've been wanting to talk. You know, it's just that other
Yeah.
side of my nephew.
Right.
That, you know, everybody has a story. Everybody has a story to tell, and they're not gonna be the same as the next. That's what's cool about
Exactly.
being
Yes.
different perspectives, different dynamics.
Get real damn
That's really
boring
cool.
if it wasn't like that. Yeah.
Right? We can grow
Yeah.
and you know, all different
Yeah.
perspectives. So, oh, right. No, acting never ends. No. But anyways, love you, and I'll see you guys next time. Thank you for the
All
super
right.
chats.
Love you
Thank
all.
you for participating. Thank you for just listening to us cackle like some old hens.
Yes,
It was fun. Thanks for dealing with my damn glitches too.
absolutely.
Anyways, love you guys. I will see you guys. I was gonna try and live stream the damn audio, but we'll see if I can get a nerd herd over here quick enough. But anyways, I love you guys. See y'all later.